every breath I'm sinking, and no way to describe it. I'm a riot. If I wake up and I'm somehow beside you, instead of beside you, this shit is surprise you. You don't even notice, don't need to remind you. Wish you could build me a cute apartment, one bedroom right where your heart is. Each place feels broken hearted. Cross the fence feels way too far. And I wonder when they see just one, do they see us through?
Crash at 5 in the morning. I wake up to fight for my earnings. Fear in my mind is a warning. Pray to the one you're relying. I've been wandering all day. I tried to be fine, but I can't be. The noise in my mind wouldn't leave me. I tried to get by, but I'm burning. I'm behind, my mind it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need. But yeah, I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free mind now. I really need mine now. Yeah. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Send me a love that you cannot mix. One is the joy that you cannot waste, and the other one price that you cannot fix. This is the peace that you cannot buy. Finding a way where you cannot see. Man with this system, you cannot pray. I need to find relief. But behind my mind it runs. All these thoughts have troubled me. Fighting to give up my pain. Fighting to be on my lane. My mind running to the other side. When it's time to leave my life, then it tries to take me out. Tell you what I need. I really need my dog. I need to free my dog. I really need time now. I need to free my mind now. I really need time now. I need to free my dog. I really need time now. Oh, yeah. Just let me free, freer than the open mind, farther than the eyes can handle, freer than the ocean now. Yeah. So set me free. Now I need to find relief. Set me to the open sky. Now I need to free my mind.
Drop top Porsche, rollie on my wrist, diamonds up and down my chain. Cardi B straight stunning, can't tell me nothing.
Good morning. Good morning. Well, I'm sorry. Good afternoon. Happy Monday, y'all. Come on in. Oh, as much as we got to talk about, you would think I would have been on time, but hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know me at this point. You know me, don't do me. It's all good, right? But we're going to get into it. Good morning, everybody. Shout out to my moderators in the building. Listen, y'all, excuse me today, okay? Just excuse me like any other day because my mind ain't all the way. Hey, Natasha, girl. How you doing? Hey, Miss Lynn. Oh, who else we got in the building? Our norms. Hey, Miss V. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Miss Carla. Um, I think that's pretty much it. That's typing. Hi, Bushwashers. Hey, y'all. Happy Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday, Tanya. Happy Taco Tuesday. Listen, y'all come on in. We're gonna get started because, like I said, be safe, Miss Carla. Be safe, sweetheart. Um, because I'm extremely late. I mean, I wanted to start this live actually at 11, but I knew when I scheduled it, I wouldn't be ready at 11. Then I changed, I put it for 12, and of course, hey Malika, it's a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, but and we here for it, right? So y'all gonna have to excuse me today. I'm a little bit worried about my Tatum. Uh, I'm just my mind is here, but it's not. So just excuse me if I seem a little discombobulated. But I'm in the building, and so are y'all. So we're gonna get started. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen to like the live, get in the Al Green rhythm, and also feel free to support the channel. The Cash App and the PayPal are pinned, I think, at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Same to you, Miss Lynn. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I hear TV, y'all. And I really don't be hearing it like that until I go live. And I want complete silence. Give me a minute. I'm back, y'all. Oh, God. What's wrong? His mama text and it's me and my daughters, my two daughters, my mom and my sister. Okay, we're in this group. We got this group text, right? So my daughter Faith texted us this morning and said, um, Tatum said he had an extreme headache. He had a headache, a real bad headache, and she said he wouldn't stay awake. Like he just wanted to sleep. He didn't want to get up and go to day camp. She said he just wanted to sleep or whatever. So um, she felt like he honestly really wasn't feeling good. So she called in to work and she took him to the emergency room. Well, when she took him to the emergency room, oh, this them texting me now, y'all. It's probably gonna be going off. Okay. Um, she took him to the emergency room and she said when she got there it was extremely packed and she didn't want to wait, so she called his doctor's office and got him an emergency visit. So she took him to the doctor. Got to the doctor. The doctor checked him out. Tatum told her his head wasn't hurting anymore. And I mean, they checked him out and said he was good. I told Faith I wasn't good with that because I told Faith that I think they should have done like some type of lab work. And you know me, I go to this stream because I've been in the healthcare field and I know. So I was like, why they ain't send him for some X-rays or something like. For me, what Faith described to us It's like he had a concussion of some sort. Now I asked Faith, I said, did he hit his head? Anytime over the weekend, last couple of days, has he fallen? Has he hit his head? She said no. He was with his dad during the weekend, which kind of, irritates my soul, because not irritates my soul, but irritates my spirit, because when your kids are in somebody else's care, a lot of times things happen and they don't tell you. I'm not saying that's the case, but what I'm saying is, being as though he wasn't in her care all weekend, something could have happened and nobody told her. Even though his dad, you know what I'm saying, his dad is good. Like, his dad takes care of him, love him, wouldn't let nothing happen to him. But things happen with kids. And Tatum is very active. And I mean active. Like, he reminds me so much of my PJ. Like, they don't stop moving until they go to sleep, right? So being that, that was the case, I'm like, Tatum told you he didn't hit his head or anything. You called his dad. His dad said nothing out of the ordinary happened. But I'm just saying, like, kids ain't going to tell you everything. People ain't going to tell you everything. I'm just concerned because it sounded like he got some sort of concussion. And, well, she said she mentioned that to the doctor or whatever. But long story short, the doctor said he was good. She told her if he gets another headache, give him some Tylenol. Well, do the Tylenol and the Motrin, and just monitor him. So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm not good with that. But I cannot, like, make Faith go to the extremes that I used to go to. Like, I can't. If she said she good with what Dot said, I said, okay. I'm not going to say anything else because my mama was in a group chat and she was kind of hinting to me like, okay, let it go. My sister in the group chat, she's all herb, she's herbalistic. I don't know if that's a word, but I made it up for my sister because she's the herb doctor. She talking about give him this and give him that and give him that. And I'm just like, okay, I'm over it. I'm just over it. So anywho, right now we just, just watching and monitor him. I texted her before I came live. She said he was watching TV. He was awake and watching TV. So I guess I have to be good with that unless something else comes up. And I'm trying to be. I'm really trying to be. And I don't know how good I'm going to do with that, but I'm trying. But anywho, that's what happened, y'all. That's what's going on. But, so far, nothing's happened. So I just don't understand why he would wake up with a headache like that. He's seeing the sun and heat all that. Not all day, no. You know what? Not all day. I mean, Tatum's very active, and Tatum spends a lot of time outside because that's just Tatum. He's him and Keyshawn are outside kind of kids. But my daughter do make sure he drink a lot of water because Tatum, he don't weigh but 2 pounds, tall and skinny. So, my daughter makes sure he drinks water. Like, she don't even give him juices or nothing like that unless it's dinner time, lunchtime, something like that. But as far as throughout the day, he drinks water. It is very hard when you have worked in the medical profession to be okay, but it's covered. Well, yeah, because you have seen so much, Ms. Lynn. Like, you done seen so much. You done seen how, I'm just put it like this. In my 20-some-odd years in the medical profession, I have seen the professional people fuck up. I've seen some fuck ups. I'm just put it like that. I done seen them. They're not perfect people. They're not. They do their job. They do it well, most of them. But they fuck up too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have messed up. They are human. They get exhausted. They get tired. They get desensitized with these, people coming in with the same so-called, symptoms or whatever they do. They get desensitized. I told y'all this before. I done watched them. I worked in the ER of all places. I've worked in the ER. And I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen them fuck up, like, misdiagnosed. I've seen that shit happen. Yeah. So I'm just gonna pray about it. I got a praying mama who probably ain't stopped praying since we got the text, and I got y'all praying, Miss Lee, and I know pray all y'all. So I'm gonna let it go. I prayed about it. I'm gonna let it go, and I'm gonna pray that Tatum is fine. He just had a little headache, and he wanted to sleep. That's it. Okay. So, with that being said, y'all, it's a lot going on. And when I think about this poor baby Javea, and then we got a new case, the Nolan Wells case. But we're going to get into all that. And we, of course, going to do what we do, how we do. The first thing I want to get into, though, y'all, listen. Y'all make sure we finna get started. Y'all make sure y'all double tap that screen to like the live. Thank you so much for the like so far. And feel free to support the channel. So, the first video or clip we're gonna watch is from a channel called, let me go to it. Hold on 1 second. And I've shared, listen, all these channels, all these videos that we're gonna get into today, y'all, I've shared them out on my wall. So y'all make sure y'all go over and support, all right? So let me see. Okay. The first one is Gentleman's Den, and I think we listened to a little bit of this on yesterday, in a clip. But I went to the channel and I got the whole little recording, the whole video, and it's of Austin Metcalf's mother talking about the cheerleader situation with and I don't know if we listened to most of it. I don't know. If we did, we're gonna listen to it again. Because listen, y'all, when this appeal, and I honestly do feel in my spirit he's gonna be granted an appeal, just because I just do. I really do. So when this appeal, let me tell you something. If and when this appeal gets granted, it's gonna be a whole mess. And the one thing I can say about Carmelo's parents, a lot's been said about them, but the one thing I can say about them is they are very smart and keeping quiet. Most people, they criticize them, you know what I'm saying, for not coming out here doing interviews and speaking on social media and stuff like that. But because it's not like it's over, right? So he was convicted, he was sentenced, and he's now in prison. But they paid for attorneys to file an appeal on his behalf. So it's not over. And you got to understand that everything that's put out on social media, everything that's said by anybody involved in this case is going to be scrutinized, it's going to be monitored. And I'm just saying, like, they doing the right thing to me, honestly, by not speaking publicly about anything. That's just my opinion. But apparently, Austin's parents don't feel that way. We're going to listen to the entire clip of this live where Austin's mom was speaking, and then I got a couple more videos of some updates, which one of them is very funny to me, and we're going to get into it, Chad. But let's listen to this first clip. This is Austin's mother. I think she's on another YouTuber's live or something, y'all. So if y'all got any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll do my best to answer them. Let's get into it, y'all. Thank y'all again for joining. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. All right, let's see.
Condone this behavior. Shout out to Jerome for the $10 super chat. She's lying. We know.
Oh, the name of the channel, I think I said it, but it's Gentleman's Den. That's the name of this content creator, and I showed them out on my wall.
Stay tuned, Jerome. Salute to you, bro.
And the girls apparently were talking about the game and making comments about how crappy our team was.
Mm-hmm.
And Hunter, more than likely said something nasty to one of them.
Okay.
Because that's how he approaches things. And Austin just, when everyone was like, man, I don't understand why you guys got to be like that. Like,
so she said that's how Hunter approaches things. We got to break this down piece by piece, family. I can't just allow her to babble and just go on her little spiel. I want to make sure y'all catching what she's saying. She said, I'm pretty sure that Hunter said something nasty to them because that's how he normally approach things. Okay. Salute to the Tory experience for the $5 super chat. She said, your voice is so powerful, Gentleman Den. I really appreciate you and your broadcast. Give them that work. We are right here with you. Thank you so much, the Tory experience. I got you, sis. Don't worry. Don't worry. I got you.
I thank Miss Lynn in the mighty name of Jesus. Cover Tatum and the rest of the babies. Protect and keep them healthy and safe. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Amen. Thank you so much.
Salute to you. But I want to make sure you guys catch this. I want you to catch. I want you to catch what Megan is saying right now, right? Megan said that the cheerleaders was talking about how crappy the football team was and how they played last night, and she's sure that Hunter said something nasty to her because she said that's normally how Hunter addresses things: nasty, aggressive, and disrespectful, like we've been saying.
crappy our team was. And Hunter, more than likely said something nasty to one of them.
Okay.
Because that's how he approaches things. And Austin just when everyone was like, man, I don't understand why you guys got to be like that. Like we're upset that we lost, and this is how you're not even going to support us. So there was not like a physical altercation. It was more of verbal of like, you guys are assholes for not, you're supposed to be First World Memorial supporters, and you're acting like we're shit. And you're cheerleaders on top of that. So
you see how she tried to downplay the cheerleaders? So like she agreeing with her sons in the way they disrespected these cheerleaders and bullying these cheerleaders. She said, why y'all acting like that? Y'all supposed to be supporters of Memorial. Why y'all talking about how crappy he is? Because y'all suck. That's why. The cheerleaders was being honest. You niggas suck. Hunter suck. Austin suck. So what's wrong with them being honest about that? They can speak their mind. So you mean to tell me they can't speak their mind? They can't speak their piece about what they saw on the field? Because they might be in fear of what the Metcalf brothers gonna do to them. So you mean to tell me, Megyn Kelly, Jeff Metcalf, the white community, that these boys have such low impulse control that they are approaching cheerleaders and trying to silence them because they mad about how they played in a football game? So the cheerleaders can't have their own voice. And the mother is condoning this behavior. Not once have she said that I didn't raise my son to talk to young ladies like that. I didn't raise them to spiral out of control and lose their mind and threaten to put their hands on other people.
They are ties.
Megyn is condoning this behavior, and you wonder where they get this from, right? Shout out to King Mike for the $5 super chat. He said, remember what Jeff said in the very first interview about how this...
If you think about it, let's compare the two situations, right? Let's compare the situation with the cheerleaders, right? Let's compare the situation with the cheerleaders versus what happened with Carmelo. Those cheerleaders were minding their business in a public place. They were in Cane's, right? Eating after the game. They were sitting, minding their own business, having their own conversation. And they were talking about the football game, probably the football team being sorry, this and that, and the third. But they're entitled to do that, right? They're entitled to do that. Hunter overhears the conversation, don't like what's being said, and attacks these. And I say attack because see, a lot of people when they think about attack, they think about physical. No, you can verbally attack someone. So he attacked them about their opinions and what they thought about the game, trying to change their minds about what they feel. Bullying. Same way with Carmelo. Carmelo sitting in the tent, minding his business over there with who he thought was a friend. And he approached him. Hunter approached Carmelo. Started with Carmelo. This is something that Hunter did all the time. All the time. When you fuck with somebody that's in their own space, not bothering you, not doing anything, what is that? And it's multiple examples of him doing that. Let's keep listening.
All started, absolutely, bro. I remember. Salute to you for the $5 super chat. But I just want you guys to peep what Megyn is. She's not like saying that my son should never talk to the girls like that. She encouraging this. Let's keep going.
Fast forward to the email that was sent.
Okay.
From what I understand, the coach had talked to Austin and Hunter about just what happened on the field the night before. And then the coach had sent the email, and Coach Jackson, who was our head football coach, actually told them, if you have a problem, you need to go to the police because it was off campus. And there was nothing he's going to do because it was off campus.
Oh, okay.
Honestly,
so the coach,
honestly, that wasn't the right. And to me, honestly, that wasn't right. I'm gonna say this, like y'all know, I've said it over and over again. My son was in football, basketball, in track from the time he was 5 years old, right? And he's had a lot of coaches. He's had, well, I ain't gonna say a lot of coaches because in the Pee Wee League he had a set of coaches. Then he had coaches in junior high. He had coaches in high and coaches in college, right? So, but this is the thing about coaches, especially as far as the high school, right? So the coaches here, now I can't speak for those coaches, but is a such thing as conducting yourself in a certain way. Like when you're on a track team, you're on a football team, you're on a basketball team, and you're acting out, whether it's at the school, it could be in a public place, you can get in trouble, like legally, anything that one of the players may get into as far as getting in some type of trouble or whatever. They talk to the player, like, okay, let's just say this. Let's just say, for instance, my son in high school, right? Got in he didn't get in trouble. He didn't get in trouble. I'm not gonna say that. He had an issue, right? He had an issue going on, right? To where he had, had to be reprimanded, right? So his football coaches called. Now, mind you, this was at school. School is separate from football, but it's not, but it is. But his coaches called a meeting between me, Tony, his dad, and PJ. Called us into a meeting and basically let PJ know, look, you're not gonna get in no trouble. You're gonna conduct yourself a certain type of way. Like they are involved in these kids' lives, like for real. Like they don't want them getting in no trouble, where it be in school, out of school, or nowhere. And they mentor them. You know what I'm saying? Like if one of PJ coaches, if the cheerleaders had contacted one of PJ coaches and said, he attacked us, he this and the third. They would have reprimanded him for that. And the one thing my son did not like was being pulled. What he used to call it, benched. Benched is when they don't start, and he was a starter, right? So benched means you're not starting. You're gonna show up at the game, you're gonna dress out, but you're not gonna play. And that's what they would do if you know what I'm saying, if they got in any trouble. He wouldn't have just not addressed it at all, let it go, because Hunter was still representing the football team. They had just played a game. This wasn't some random people in the restaurant. It was cheerleaders who is also part of the sports program. Y'all get what I'm saying? So no, it shouldn't have been something that the coach just ignored and say, you need to call the cops. What's the cops gonna do about him attacking these girls verbally in this restaurant? They're not gonna do anything. So I don't even think the move, as far as the coach was right, but that's just my opinion. Ms. Lynn said my son also played football and they had to have a code. That's what it is, a code of conduct, Ms. Lynn. Thank you. And they also let the parents know of the code of conduct. Exactly. And there were consequences if you broke that code. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Told the parents of the cheerleaders that they need to go to the police because this happened off campus and it's nothing that he can do. He's not going to do anything about it. And you heard in the email that I played you guys, and you wonder why those girls were scared to come to the forefront about the twins' behavior because she knew the coach wasn't going to do shit about it. This coming out of Megan's mouth. Megan is saying that. So for the people that saying, oh, you just making this up, this is Megan, Austin Metcalf's mother, that went live on TikTok last night talking about the email that's going around on social media about the cheerleaders saying that they are afraid of the Metcalf brothers, that they calling them fat B words, and they fear for their safety. And the coach, the football coach, told the cheerleaders that they need to go to the police because he ain't going to do shit about it.
Right.
That ain't his problem.
That's not right.
That's very convenient of you, sir. That's very. What you mean you can't do shit about it? Those your players. You can suspend them. You can discipline them.
Yeah.
So it seems like to me that the coach condoned the bully behavior, and you guys wonder why we in the situation that we in right now with our good brother Carmelo Anthony. These are thugs. These are cowards. These are pussies. These ain't no sweet little boys that Megyn Kelly on her platform talking about every single day. And Jeff Metcalf going to podcast, trying to paint this narrative that Austin is a good kid. They're bullies. They're demons. They're animals. And the mother is confirming this. I told you Megan was going to come out and expose this family. I told you guys. We got over 700 viewers in the house. Salute to the chat. Salute to the family. Guys, we need 700 likes. Can you guys smash that like button for me? I know it's a bunch of trolls in the house, and you witnessing, Black Daddy give you that work right now. I know you don't want to accept the facts, but the trolls, I need you to smash that like button, trolls. Have a seat. You show up every single day. You might as well smash that like button for me. You enjoy watching Black Daddy give you that work. Smash that like button for me. Let's get to work, family.
Problem, you need to go to the police because it was off campus.
Wow.
There's nothing he's going to do because it was off campus.
That's crazy.
Nothing came of it other than, yes, there was a talking to. And again, I go back to the original fact. Austin would never disrespect a girl per se. Hunter, he could have some choice words for someone who was going to be disrespecting him.
Oh, she said, Hunter might have some. She said Austin would never disrespect a girl, but Hunter, he might have some choice words for somebody that disrespect him. And we can see in the surveillance video how Hunter was the first person that ran up the bleachers to assault Carmelo Anthony. And this is coming out of the mother's mouth. She said Hunter might be the one that act like an animal, no matter if it's a female or a male, because he has low impulse control. He's a racist piece of shit. He's disrespectful. He's out of control. And Megan did a piss poor job in raising these boys. That's basically what she's saying right now. She did a piss poor job in raising these boys to the point where they can't even respect the cheerleaders that's supporting they sorry asses. I told you Megan was gonna come out and expose these boys.
You need to go to the police because it was off campus. And there was nothing he's going to do because it was off campus.
To me is with Megan, and I kind of hinted to this the other day. Let me tell you what it seemed like to me with her, or even the daddy to a certain extent, right? Not Black Daddy, right? Hey, amazing. But listen, it seemed like to me that Megan is I don't even think she realizes she's doing, or maybe she does. I don't know. These people are weird, right? So it looks like she is doing, like, she is so hell bent on defending Austin, who's passed away, God rest his soul. She and mind you, when I came out and I said the other day, y'all, I said Austin was the golden child. Austin was the good twin versus the bad twin. That's the momentum that they're giving me, these parents, right? So if you pay attention, Megan is so hell bent on defending Austin and trying to make people believe Austin was a certain way. She's kind of low key throwing Hunter up under the bus. Think about it. Listen to what she's saying. She's saying, no, Austin got good sense. Austin act like he got good sense. Austin ain't gonna start with nothing with nobody. Austin not gonna disrespect the female, but Hunter will. Like, she's low key in her efforts to defend Austin. She's throwing Hunter up under the bus. And I don't understand it. Like, just be quiet. Even if you feel these thoughts and because you know your sons, and one is more, problematic than the other one. Still, why are you out here in the public verbally? Because truth of the matter is, as much as being said about Austin and Hunter, Megan and Jeff don't have to come out here and defend them to social media. Y'all know how I feel about that. And the way I feel about, defending your loved one to social media is never, the internet always wins. They always win. Because, you can't change the mind of the people. You will never have everybody on your side when it comes to your family member. It's just not going to happen ever. And I don't understand why people put in the effort to do it. I just don't get it. But, yeah, that's neither here nor there.
So nothing came of it other than, yes, there was a talking to.
She said nothing came of it. The coach ain't gonna do nothing about it. The coach is okay with Hunter and Austin disrespecting the cheerleaders, bullying the cheerleaders. The coach is cool with that. The coach said, I ain't doing shit. I'll talk to him, go to the police. Salute to the Tory Experience for the $5 super chat. She said, the Sun Dodgers told me to tell you, hey, Black Daddy. Salute to the Sun Dodgers. Welcome. Go get your meth pipe. Go get your beer. Turn your lights on in your trailer park. Clean it up. Sweep the floor. Make your bed. And enjoy the show. I guarantee you, you are going to get a dose of accountability today, right? And I know y'all going to have a mayo attack because y'all are afraid of the truth. Y'all don't like accountability. But this is y'all precious queen, Megan. I'm not even saying nothing indifferent. I'm just breaking down what the mother is saying. So I know y'all gonna be chipping out in the comments, but it's okay. Calm down. It's Friday evening, right? I'm inviting y'all to the cookout and watch Black Daddy get to work. It's fine. I got y'all.
And again, I go back to the original fact. Austin would never disrespect a girl per se. Hunter,
Austin wouldn't disrespect a girl in per se, but Hunter, so we see who the problem child is. And that's why Hunter didn't take the stand, because I'm gonna show y'all in the surveillance video. We gonna get to that. Hunter was the first person that charged up to Carmelo in that surveillance video. He was the first person that assaulted Carmelo, and he played a big part with Austin Metcalf being maggot food right now. Hunter. That's why he didn't take the stand on the behalf of his twin brother that he crying on Fox News about, that he cared about so damn much. And the mother is exposing their behavior. Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
he could have some choice words for someone who was going to be disrespecting him. I'm just going to be completely frank. That's just how he is. They were identical twins, but they were two completely different type of children. But the end result, nothing happened in that regard. And then I actually asked someone here recently, how it got leaked or whatever, how the email had gotten out to all these people or whatever. And someone had mentioned more than likely it was a mom thing.
So that's the end of it right there, right? Out of this 3-minute clip, what you just heard Megan say in the end was she was wondering or asking how the email got leaked, right? She's so concerned about how the email got leaked instead of holding her sons accountable. And one of the mothers of the cheerleader team leaked the email. Shout out to the mother who done this, right? Because this furthers prove our point that these boys are bullies. And they are degenerate animals. They have no self-control, and they feel like they can talk to anybody any way they want to. It don't matter if it's a girl or a boy. These young men feel like that they can cuss people out because they would not get no repercussions. You heard what Megan said. The coach didn't do shit. Shame on the coach enabled this behavior. Megan condoned this behavior. Did you guys hear Megan in this 3-minute clip say anything about, I didn't raise my boys to talk to young women like that. I didn't raise my boys to spiral out of control when they angry. I taught my boys how to have self-control. Their father is a so-called Christian man. He teach them how to control themselves. She ain't say nothing about that.
Right.
Matter of fact, Megan condoned the behavior. She said Austin wouldn't talk to a girl, disrespect a girl like that. But Hunter, So we see who the problem child is. We see the reason why we in this mess, because Hunter is the reason why Austin is dead. Hunter is the reason why his brother is dead. Megan is the reason why her son is dead. Jeff is the reason why her son is dead. No accountability through this 3-minute clip. I just broke this down piece by piece. This woman ain't held her sons accountable for nothing. No accountability. But white people out there talking about how sweet the Metcalf's brother was, and they feel sorry for them. So y'all don't feel sorry for this cheerleader that fear for her safety?
Right.
Do y'all feel sorry for the cheerleaders that fear for their safety because they had a fucking opinion about the damn football game and the Metcalf brothers didn't like it? So they threatened them with violence. They cussed them out. And y'all think they didn't have that same energy with Carmelo Anthony?
Right.
Y'all think they didn't have that energy with Carmelo Anthony? Okay, cool. Okay, cool. If this don't make sense, let's move on to the next. Let's move on to the next, family. Am I making sense, family? Am I making sense? I just want to make sure. The mother just literally just
Austin and Hunter and then came to sit down.
just snitched on her whole son right here.
Yep.
Could see him walk through the back and sit down.
So what we're about to listen to right here is they about to lie, because you know how white people do. They lie so fucking much. So I'm guessing this was before Megan got on. So they finna talk about the surveillance video of the incident. And I really want you guys to watch how these Mayo monsters, these Mayo monkeys sit up here and lie about Carmelo Anthony. Salute to the Black Gold for the $10 super chat. Now we see how sick folks are with the audacity to wonder, how can someone let the air out on these bullies? Facts. Facts, Black Gold. That's 100% facts. See, what they trying to do is shame us from telling the truth because we've been exposing these clowns. And you know, people that support this family, they don't want to hold these people accountable. They want to lie about Carmelo Anthony and his character and his parents. But we see where the Metcalf brothers get this behavior from. Megan sat up here on this TikTok live and condoned her sons bullying the cheerleader team. Bullying these girls. But she ain't got no smoke for them. She ain't said now one time that I'm ashamed that my sons talk like that to that young lady. And I'm sorry that she felt unsafe to the point where she had to send an email to the school. And I want to have a sit down with her and Austin and Hunter and her mother so we can come together with an agreement. And I'm going to have my sons apologize to her and to the school. Megan ain't say none of this shit. That's how you know Megan condoned this bully behavior from her sons. See, Jeff didn't talk about this. The only reason why Megan came out of hiding is because that mother exposed this email. And shout out to that mother for doing it. Thank you. This is going to help us out with our appeal. This is going to help us out with our retrial. And it's crazy that his defense team didn't bring this up. He should have called that cheerleader to the stand and let her explain how these dudes be behaving around them. Ridiculous. Guys, we got almost 1,000 viewers. Smash that like button for me, family. Subscribe to the channel. Become a channel member so you can support the work that we got going on over here. Salute to the chat. Salute to the family. Let's get these likes up, family. Let's make these haters mad. Let's make these trolls mad. Let's show them their precious Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf are two pieces of shit of young men that was bullies, and Austin is in the dirt getting ate up by maggots because they couldn't keep their fucking hands to themselves because they was raised by shitty parents like Megan that condone their behavior. They was raised by a shitty, drunk, alcoholic father like Jeff Metcalf, and that's the reason why Austin is worm food. He ain't coming back because he can't keep his hands to himself. And Hunter know it. Thank you, Megan. I knew you was going to come out of hiding sooner or later. I knew it.
It's clear as day.
Yeah,
I don't know why people are arguing that.
Well, thank y'all for having me up. Y'all have a great night. I'll be in the chat.
Thank you, citizen.
Diddy Megan said she want to come up. I don't know if she's private or not.
She's here. She's
Okay.
on the-
Hi, hey, Brandon.
Hey, Megan.
Oh, hi, guys. I'm just coming to say hi to B. What's up,
I just
coach?
Exactly. The night whisper. Everybody said that this email was fake, that it was a lie. It wasn't true. They just, Carmelo Anthony supporters just making it up. Whereas I just showed you guys in 4K, Megan just spoke about the email because Megan wasn't talking. Megan wasn't saying anything. It was Jeff all over the place. But Megan had to come to the forefront to try to soften up the situation. She ain't even apologized to the cheerleader that felt in fear of her safety from her bully sons. She ain't even offer an apology. Like, I'm sorry that my sons, my piece of shit of a bully sons, made you feel like that. I'm sorry that my sons called you a fat bitch and made you feel unsafe to the point where you ain't even feel safe telling the school. And the mother said that the coach said that he ain't gonna do shit about it, that they need to go to the police. We need the mother of this cheerleader to come to the forefront. I want to have a conversation with you, ma'am. We can keep you anonymous. Please shoot me an email. If the cheerleader out there, I would keep you anonymous. Shoot me an email and let's expose these cowards because everything a lie. That's all I hear from these Sambo platforms is that Carmelo Anthony supporters are liars. So Megan, the mother come out and tell y'all that it's true. Are we still liars? You fucking idiots.
Just got done talking about your boy for 2 hours.
Oh, well, I did get the message that you were going to be on, and my sister her daughter had a volleyball game, and then I took my dad to dinner for Father's Day because he was out of town. So, but I was going to try to come in and say hi. So I haven't listened to much, but this last bit what you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent, coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is absolutely true. You can see him walk up and sit down.
Mm-hmm.
So
You actually see his gray hoodie.
You see the gray hoodie,
Yeah.
sweatpants.
When he takes a stride in the back, you could see the gray hoodie on the back. I don't know why people are arguing that still. It's really dark.
say hi. So I haven't listened to much, but this last bit what you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent. Go. Coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is
So you just heard what they said? They said that Carmelo came into the tent after Hunter and Austin and his friends came into the tent. You guys listen to this. Listen to this.
dinner for Father's Day because he was out of town. So, but I was going to try to come in and say hi. So I haven't listened to much, but this last bit where you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent. Go. Coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is absolutely true. You can see him walk up and sit down.
Okay. Yeah, and I want to make sure y'all heard that. This is coming out of Megan's mouth. Did you guys hear that? Megan, the mother of Austin Metcalf, said that you see Carmelo Anthony walking up to the tent after Hunter and Austin was already in the tent. Let me play it one more time.
So
You actually see his grade.
I did get the message that you were going to be on, and my sister her daughter had a volleyball game, and then I took my dad to dinner for Father's Day because he was out of town. So, but I was going to try to come in and say hi. So I haven't listened to much, but this last bit where you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent. Go. Coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is absolutely true. You can see him walk up and sit down.
Okay, Megan. Let's test your theory, Megan. Let's test your theory. Okay. This is Austin Metcalf, mother, said that you can see Carmelo walking up in the tent after Hunter and Austin is already in the tent. Okay, Megan, I got the footage right here. Let me see Carmelo walking in the tent before your boys got there. And I want to show you something, Megan, right? While you just got your funky ass on this TikTok and lie like this. What you are looking at, Megan, because I know you watching, that's why you had to come out of hiding, right? Because I've been cooking your fat ass. This is your sons walking in the stadium, Megan. So what the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Carmelo is already under the tent, Megan. Your sons are walking in the stadium as we speak. And I told you, the only reason, see, these people don't have a leg to stand on, family. All they do is lie. They have to lie about Carmelo. They have to lie about the Anthony's family. They have to lie about these boys being such good boys and sweet boys, and they didn't do nothing to Carmelo but tell him to leave the tent. The mother, after the footage has been released about a week and a half now, this woman said that her sons was already in the tent. And we looking at these boys walking in the stadium right now. Right fucking now. And I'm going to pause it right here. Carmelo Anthony is already in the tent, Megan. Why are you lying? Look at Austin go straight up here to Carmelo. Why are you lying? Like, this is crazy. This is crazy how these sick fucks would lie so easily. See, the reason why y'all so mad at me and the people that support Carmelo Anthony, because we have truth on our side. We have truth on our side, and y'all are mad that we are exposing the truth. Y'all don't like it. I'm just trying to see what is she talking about? You don't see Carmelo entering no tent? This woman just straight up and just lied with a straight face. They even testified that Carmelo was already in the tent. Jeff Metcalf already made us. Hold on, bro. I just can't believe that this woman really on social media lying like this, family. She's really on social media lying like this. Can we go back and listen to Megan? Can we go? This is Austin mother, Megan.
I did get the message that you were going to be on, and my sister her daughter had a volleyball game, and then I took my dad to dinner for Father's Day because he was out of town. So, but I was going to try to come in and say hi. So I haven't listened to much, but this last bit where you were referring to as far as him coming into the tent. Go. coming into the tent after Austin and Hunter and all the other guys that were there. That is absolutely true. You can see him walk up and sit down.
What?
You actually see his gray hoodie.
You see the gray hoodie,
Yeah.
sweatpants.
When he takes his stride in the back, you could see the gray hoodie on the back. I don't know why people are arguing that still.
What? You hear these
So
people?
Megan, I have watched that footage and I have broken it down timestamp by timestamp.
Okay.
And let's see, I have it right here.
Let's listen. She said she broke this video down timestamp by timestamp, and we're gonna go by her timestamp. Let's go.
Austin and Hunter, well, Austin walks in and Hunter runs up to him and like jumps on his shoulders, which was kind of
Yeah, that's the typical.
Okay, y'all, more and more and more every day. Hunter is starting to look suspect. Like he
It ended. It just ended just like that. That was the end of that. Okay, so now must be on alert. It's starting. Just be on alert. So the next clip we're gonna listen to, y'all, is from Miss Lowdown. Okay, I shared her out on my wall. Y'all go check her out. So this one is entitled "Word Is." Wow, word is Hunter Metcalf has now moved in with Austin's girlfriend. Now I'm not gonna read the rest of that title because I'm not into accusations and yeah, I'm not gonna read the. Y'all can go check it out for yourselves. You can read the title. I'll go over there and like the video or whatever. I'm sure she's gonna have her own opinion on but just listen. That's the word is Hunter Metcalf has now moved in with Austin's girlfriend. Now I've had heard in an interview with the mom that that Hunter actually does stay with Austin's girlfriend, the girlfriend he had when he was living. Okay, let's listen.
could have possibly.
Hold on one. I don't think he unalived his own brother, but okay, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, y'all, more and more and more every day. Hunter is starting to look suspect. Like he could have possibly, y'all, wanted his own brother out the way. And that's just my personal opinion, but it's opinion of a lot of other people's as well. Because rumors are, allegedly, Hunter is down dating his twin brother's girlfriend. Y'all, we're gonna talk about this. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to my day.
The way I heard it, and I'm gonna try to find that video. That it may have been that one we were just listening to, but I got to go to the original content creator who actually did that interview. But from the way I remember hearing it, and I don't know if we've reacted to it on here because it's been so much. The way I heard it is the mom was saying he don't like to be at the house because it reminds him of his brother, his brother's room and this and that and the third. And they were all friends, like him, Austin, and the girlfriend. They were all friends. The families are friends or whatever. The parents are friends and this and that and the third. And the reason why he's living over there in the girlfriend's house with the parents is because like he don't want to be at the house and they're friends. That's how the mom put it. Now, I don't know, but let's listen.
1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only, so everything is alleged, some is not, and the fair accuse is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Happy Monday, y'all. I hope everyone have a wonderful day. Please stay safe and all that good stuff. Please stay aware of your surroundings. And please, y'all, watch the company that you keep because it just may save your life or keep you out of trouble. Okay, y'all? So let's get to it. Oh boy. Every day you're hearing something else. And y'all remember back here, before all this stuff was coming out, I said some weird stuff coming up in them numbers. Didn't I tell y'all that? It's a lot of weird stuff coming up under Hunter. And I also mentioned to y'all that there's a female coming up. And y'all remember when I started putting the post together of like the Metcalfs, I put Austin and the female that Carmela was dating. I put them in there together. Then I put Hunter and that person in because that was what I was getting at. It was practically saying that a female is got something to do with why people in their feelings about this whole situation. Now, I thought it was Carmelo's girlfriend, which is she still ain't off the hook, okay, y'all, because she quiet as a mouse right now. But there are rumors going around now that Austin's girlfriend, y'all, is now with Hunter. You cannot make this up. If this was the shoe was on the other foot and it was a black family, and this was one of the twins passed away, and then the other one would start dating, move in with the other one girlfriend and all that, y'all, we would never hear the ending of it, okay? We wouldn't even hear the ending of it, the fact that they collected $1 million. But everybody's quiet about that. They quiet. The Metcalfs, they always say follow the money, y'all. The Metcalfs have collected over $1 million off of their son's passing.
Yep.
Y'all. And I don't believe for 1 minute that they didn't have no insurance, because I believe they did. And they collected $1 million on top of that. On top of that happening, Hunter is now allegedly, because I don't live around these people. I don't know these people. So it's the only thing that we know is what we're hearing. And the streets is talking. And the mama apparently admitted to this. Now, they're saying that the mama got on social media and said that Hunter cannot walk.
I hope she played the clip. I hope she played the clip, because I remember hearing that in an interview. But that's why it's the room. Don't be dumb. He killed somebody. Okay. Goodbye. Bye-bye. I'm sure one of the mods got you out. But I hope she played the clip, because I remember the lady talking about it. And I want y'all to hear what context she speaks in for yourself, so y'all can be your own judge. Because this whole thing about, I'm gonna be honest, this whole thing about Hunter killing his own brother because of a chick, I'm not going with that. I'm not gonna do that. Y'all know, it's channels and content creators out here to come up with all kind of narratives just for clicks and views. I don't do that. I'm not gonna put that on that young man now. He's not holds no responsibility in what happened, but I'm not gonna put it on him that he may have unalived his brother over a chick, because I can do that. I'm grown and this is my damn channel. Goodbye. Oh. With that being said, let's listen.
Has Austin's bedroom. He don't even want to be, in that house. Now, my understanding is the mama and the daddy don't live together, y'all, because they separated. So if Hunter is having such a hard time living at his mama's house because he don't want to walk past Austin's door, why not go stay with your daddy? Why not go stay with one of your friends?
Right. Well, the dad, yeah.
Everybody is kissing that yards of his tail right now because his brother passed, and people don't even allegedly like him like that. But he's getting a lot of attention. And apparently he's getting some more attention from Austin's girlfriend. Y'all, do y'all know how bad this looks? That Austin was taken out under a tent. We don't know what happened under that tent. We also finding out that there were not one, but two stickies up under that tent. Not only did Carmelo have a tool, but allegedly there was another tool up under that tent. Yes, y'all, I got the pictures of that too. I didn't put it up here, but I'm gonna be putting it in a part two. Yeah, they're saying that there were 2 weapons on the scene. We saw somebody throw something away. We saw somebody go back in that garbage and get it out. Was that the other weapon?
Wow.
And we also saw commotion still going on under that tent after Carmelo had left. The brother is looking real suspect to me because everything come out his mouth is a lie. And the fact that that's your brother and you stood there while somebody allegedly stuck him and you didn't testify, out of 21-something people, you didn't get on that stand. And the reason why he didn't get on that stand, because his story keeps changing, y'all. His story has changed dramatically, over and over and over again. Why is it that if your brother was taken out by Carmelo, your story keeps changing? The fact that your story keeps changing makes you look like you're the one who took out your own brother. That's what it looks like.
Wow.
And in the numbers, it said that you didn't really like your brother like that in gematria. You were jealous of it. And everybody, if that's anybody that knows these twins, word on the street is Austin was the favorite. The other one was the one that they did not like. And I don't know about y'all, but if y'all look at this middle picture with Hunter in it, there's a darkness about Hunter. You can feel a dark energy when you even looking at him, there's something wrong with him. Y'all.
Well, I don't know
Something
about
wrong
the
with him.
pictures.
That's why I put that Omen picture.
I do know in that news conference. Y'all remember the news conference that was done after court? I told y'all, look at him. I said, look at his eyes. I do feel like there's a darkness to him. I do feel like he's dealing with in this moment, like dealing with some guilt, you know, maybe. I don't know as far as what happened, but do I feel like this man unalived his brother? No. But I do feel like he's suffering with something. Like around here, if you pick now, I get it that in the moment, you know, with the whole court case going on, you know, and I told y'all, I explained to y'all how you can lose a loved one and it take what, a year, maybe 2 years for the court to come up. You doing that whole 2 years, you're grieving, you're trying to get over your grief, you're learning to deal with it because you never get over it. You just learn how to cope, right? And then when the court case comes up, all this stuff, this stuff resurfaces, and you go sort of kind of back like to day one, right? So I get that, you know, him, you know, probably being upset and everything now that all this stuff done came back up. But it was just something about him and looking at him during that press conference. It was a picture, like they said, what, a picture is worth 1,000 words. Yeah, it was bad. It was real bad. If you look around his eyes, they were so dark, like so dark. I found Carmelo's girlfriend posting all the lovey-dovey photographs showing what a wonderful life he spent loving and having a great time with another family. Such a sure, I don't be understanding you.
Picture up there right by his. Yes, the Omen, Damien. That's who he reminds me of, y'all. They need to check his hair and see if he got some 666s carved up in it. I'm just saying on his scalp.
Now I will say
because
this,
the way
I react to certain people, everybody don't, you know, speak my language, I don't agree with everything. Even when I react to videos, I may agree with some things and disagree. This whole number thing that's going on with these people is, you know, the Illuminati, the numbers, 888-666-777. Yeah, I don't believe in that stuff. But if y'all do, hey, to each his own. I just don't. I believe in God, the Trinity. I don't do the numbers thing.
Start turning out now. It's starting to look bad for Hunter, y'all. Real bad for Hunter. He was the troublemaker in the beginning. He was the one that ran up to allegedly Carmelo first and kicked it off. And now, every time you open your mouth, you get caught in lies. And now you living with your twin brother's girlfriend. Make it make sense, y'all. Make it make sense, because it's starting to look like this family collected a lot of money off their son, and it's starting to look like the brother is getting attention that he wasn't getting at first.
Wow.
Why would you have to go stay with your brother's girlfriend? Go stay with your own girlfriend. Oh, but wait, he don't have one because don't nobody like him.
Oh, wow.
The cheerleaders don't like him. Other students can't stand him. So why is it that the girlfriend can stand him when other people can't? Why, y'all? Is she the one that's obligated to take care of Hunter now since his brother is gone? And how is it that you don't even want to walk past his room, but you can move in with his girlfriend?
Oh, wow.
Y'all, this is looking bad every step of the way. Every moment, every time something else pops up. Hunter is looking really bad out here in these streets. And I'm just hoping and still praying that Carmelo get up out of there, y'all. Carmelo needs to be released from up out of here. Because this is probably why that there was so much stuff hidden, y'all. And then now we're finding out that there's a politician. His son was at that track meet too. And a politician, he has ties and with the Metcalfs and all of that stuff too. So is this a part of a whole, just everybody trying to make sure that Hunter don't go to jail for taking out his own brother? I'm just asking y'all. That's just my personal opinion, because it's weird that everybody.
Now, it's a lot of revelations. Y'all know that she's speaking about stuff that we have not covered, such as it being the second, weapon, and the politician's son. I hear these things, don't get it twisted. I do. And whatever I hear that I feel like is has some validity to it, I'll talk about it. But y'all know I don't do the theories, I don't do the accusations, I don't do the whole made up narratives. Now, if I hear something, and because see, y'all know me over here, we normally regularly focus on actual court cases. And the reason why that's so, the reason why we actually sit and we watch court cases is because in court is what they have what you call evidence. evidence and these narratives that's being spun and these live streams that's being done and these people making up all these scenarios. I ain't gonna say zero, you know, because I entertain some of it, but I have a very low tolerance for the extra, and y'all know it. Y'all know I walk away from a case when it gets to be too much. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just ridiculous. But yeah, it's gonna be some things mentioned about this case and others that I have not talked about over here. And if I see fit to talk about it, I will. If not, I'll wait to the actual court case, because I can't get with all the made up shit. Like the whole, you know, people are doing too much. So yeah, I just stick with what I know, and I stick to. I be praying and waiting for actual court cases to pop out, because that's my flow. That's what I like. But anywho, let's listen.
In line to make sure that Carmelo don't see the light of day for 30-something years, a child that wasn't doing nothing to nobody. And only thing people can say, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to bring net to the track meet. But how else was they gonna get the tents up if they didn't have the tools for to put the tent up with? Because word on the street is it's a tool that they use for to put the tents up. Now ask yourself this question. If you know, and I can't stand people coming in my comment section talking about he bought a tool to school, point blank, period. He wasn't supposed to. Well, why didn't he get any trouble for it? If it was that type of tool, why didn't he get any trouble for it, y'all? That don't make no sense.
And that's what I be trying to explain to people, the difference between the law and policy, right? I've been trying my best to explain to people, because people are like, you know, it was against the law for him to have that tool or that knife, because they called it a knife, and I'm gonna call it a knife. You know, people want to make it like this tool. If it's a tool, it's still a knife. It's a knife that is used as a tool, and I'm not gonna downplay that. It was a knife. Everybody knows what a knife looked like. It was a knife. If people use it for a tool, that's cool, but it was a knife, right? And people are saying that you know, it was illegal for him to have that knife at the track meet, and that's not true. It was not illegal, because it was not the law stated that the knife was not illegal. Now, it was against school policy. It was against school policy, not the law, for Carmelo to have that knife at the track meet. That's it, and that's all. It's a difference, and people need to Google. They go to Chat GPT for everything else. I know, right? Tanya, some people you just can't argue with. You go to Google and Chat GPT for everything else. Google the difference between policy and the law. It's a difference, right? One you can get locked up for, the other you can maybe be punished for. That's it. But let's talk about the punishment. I don't know if because you know Carmelo got arrested, he went to jail, but see, Carmelo still graduated. People ain't talking about that. Even though this happened in April, I think I'm gonna say April, in May, Carmelo still graduated. So that lets me know that the school didn't hold him having that knife so much against him that he did not receive his diploma. Carmelo received his diploma, but you don't hear people talking about that. So how much of the policy did he break? Like, we know he broke the law because he, you know, did what he did. But as far as that school policy thing, I just wish people would stop saying it was illegal for him to have the knife. It was not illegal for him to carry the knife. It was against school policy for him to have it at the track meet. Okay? Yeah, people were upset about that, but he still graduated. He sure did. All right, let's listen.
He would have got a charge with something, having some type of weapon on him. He never did, because they looked at that as somebody that was helping putting up those tents. And word on the street is he was, y'all. He was. And I know he is feeling some type of way. I know his family is probably feeling some type of way, because these kids been at their house. He been hanging out at their houses. And they got to that courthouse and they lied through their teeth. A lot of them, y'all. Said they didn't know him. They wasn't friends with him when they hung out with him all the time. They all stood together to cover up, possibly, y'all. Well, Hunter probably did to his own brother. I'm just saying, because this is what it's starting to look like. Y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about the situation. Do you all see something wrong with him going to stay with his brother's girlfriend after your brother's taken out in a tent and somebody else is blackballed to make it look like they did it? There was a situation going on under that tent after Carmelo was running. Was that the commotion so that everybody would be looking at Carmelo while somebody else was getting rid of him? He sit up there and lied and said he passed away in his arms, and that's not even true. They told him don't even touch the body.
That was a lie. Now that was a lie. That was an outright lie. That. Well, Hunter didn't say that. To be fair, Hunter didn't say that. His daddy said that. His daddy told that lie on the day that his son passed, that he was doing the whole TV interviews. I've never heard Hunter say that. You know, if you pay attention, a lot of times when Hunter would start talking, the mom would interrupt because she knew. The mama know, y'all. The mama know exactly what happened. She did her best to try to filter Hunter, but he did a little bit too much talking a little bit too soon. And yeah, Hunter didn't tell that lie. The daddy did, blatantly on a TV interview, standing in front of the house. I remember it like it was yesterday. That daddy told that lie. I don't know if Hunter told him the lie and he repeated it, because he said that he knew everything that happened. His son had told him everything. So I don't know if Hunter told his dad that lie, he repeated it or what, but yeah, that daddy told that lie publicly.
So it's a lot of lies being told. And like I told y'all, every time they open their mouth, they let a little something else out. This is what's coming from the mama now, that the son, the other brother, is gone now, living with the other brother's girlfriend. I bet Austin is turning over in his grave right now, with his boyfriend and his girlfriend and his brother living together. He's about to turn it over in his grave right now. And if y'all, a lot of people were saying there's gonna be some hunting going on, okay? Because Holy Ghost, a lot of ghost stuff was popping up, and like I told y'all before, people think they're gonna get away with this. I wouldn't be surprised if Hunter don't run in front of a car or something. I'm just being completely honest. With something chasing him that nobody else sees but him. Don't be surprised, because this ain't over, and it's not going to go as smooth as they think it is. What they did was dirty, and what they are continuing to do is dirty. The fact that the news outlets is still letting a drunk come on their stations and talk hate on their page. And I was looking at a news report the other day, and the news people was like, I noticed that your husband came on, social media, and he forgave the person that took his son's life. Who did he forgive? His son? His other son? Because he sure didn't forgive no Carmelo. That was all a front. But why is the news people still pushing that? Is it because if they get a new trial, so people could possibly see that news report and be like, oh, this is a story they was talking about what I'm on now. Oh, he did do that. His daddy said, and his daddy forgave him, and they still treated him like. You see how that they are trying to keep this stuff going on? Do y'all see how they're pushing the twins' innocence, and Carmelo is so guilty. But never mind, they covered up all these boys' records and everything. All the trouble that they were getting into at school, they didn't let none of that information out. How is that? If you're a known bully, that should have been the first thing that should have been presented in court. But they claim, because he's young and he was still in school, that his mama have the right to block that. No, you should not have the right to block that, because if it had been a shoe on the other foot, Carmelo mama wouldn't have been able to block it. They would have had it all over the news that he had just jumped somebody else 2-3 days ago. He had a record of messing with people. He had a record of bullying the cheerleaders. And this would have been all over every station. But due to the fact that they're trying to cover up they mess. And they all in cahoot, y'all. The media, all of this stuff, they're in cahoot and helping cover up. But it's still coming out because social media is undefeated and everybody's still finding out bits and pieces of everything.
Good to see you, boo.
The girlfriend, she's looking nasty, and she's looking like, was she possibly messing around with him in the first place? That's what she's looking like right now. Whoever Austin girlfriend was, she looking nasty right now. The brother looking like he thirsty and that he wanted his brother out the way in the first place so he could take his place. Everybody that didn't like him, now everybody's all in his face acting like they like him, when they all know that he ain't worth for nothing. Because if you out here bullying people and this and that, this is partially the reason why you got your own brother taken up out here bullying people. But now people are side-eyeing you because they're feeling like you possibly did something under that tent your own self. Because why in the world would people be throwing stuff in the garbage and getting it back out? Y'all, let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. And y'all, let me know, do y'all think this is a little innocent stand with your brother's girlfriend ever? Do you think that this is just, she's consoling him? or is she really consoling them? Okay, y'all. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Please like, share.
All right. That's that. I shared that out on my wall. Y'all want to go check it out? Hit the thumbs up. Support the channel. This same channel, Miss Lowdown, she has an update on Carmelo's appeal. Let's see what she has to say. Let's see.
Okay, y'all. We have an update on Carmelo Anthony's appeal, y'all. And it's not looking good because the math ain't mathing, okay? But we're about to talk about it. Hello and welcome to my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like this video. And thank you all so much for watching. Thank you. To my day 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s, thank you so very much. I appreciate you all and welcome. This video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. So everything is alleged, some is not, and the Fair Act use is in my description box, y'all. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get to it. Boy, oh boy. So there's paperwork, actually an email that came out today from Collin County Courthouse, y'all. And they're saying that Carmelo Anthony's appeal is being blocked, y'all. This is what they're saying. They saying it's being blocked because his trial transcripts are priced at $10,000. Now I don't know nothing about that. You got to pay for your transcripts in order to get appealed, and this and that and that and it is. But my thing is, if allegedly, didn't they say Boosie just gave $500,000? Why wouldn't they use that for this? Why wouldn't they use $10,000 out of that for this? Or it's the celebrities' line, just to make themselves.
People got to start spending monitoring each people's money. For one, for two, how do we know this is true? Like, I can't. How in the fuck is a courthouse able to charge $10,000 for a transcript? I know damn well that's not legal. I don't care. Like, I got to see, and y'all talking about emails and paperwork and this, that, and the third. I need to be seeing this stuff. That is the most. Do y'all know transcripts usually cost $2-3 a page or some shit of that nature? Like $10,000 for a course transcript. Come on, bro. Like, people gotta stop. And if that is the case, let's just say it is the case, and then you go and you say, well, family just got $500 from Boosie, why they can't get it? How do you know they're not if that's the case? Like, we gotta, oh my God, I gotta start monitoring myself. I thought I've been monitoring these videos pretty good. And certain content creators that I get so comfortable with reacting to that I don't listen in advance, but I gotta start. I gotta do better. I gotta do better. Because this is ridiculous. Certain stuff I just don't want to entertain. I just can't.
So good. A lot of people were saying Boosie and other people was lying and this and that and this. And that's starting to look like they are. They just wanted to try to put their name out there and make it look like they care, but they really don't. How in the world do all these celebrities claim that they were helping, but they don't even have $10,000 for the transcripts?
Ain't nobody paying no $10,000 for no damn transcript. That is ridiculous. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on, I cannot. Like, this is just too much. This is too much. Yes, a court or certified. Okay, so I asked, can $10,000 be charged for a court transcript, right? So yes, a court, a certified court reporter can absolutely charge $10,000 or more for a trial transcript. Transcript fees are almost always calculated per page, meaning the total cost is heavily dependent on the trial's length. That trial wasn't long enough. That trial wasn't long enough. They got trials around here that done went on for 2-3 damn weeks, damn near a month. And people done got the transcripts and it wasn't no damn $10,000. Like, I cannot. But this verified what I just told y'all about what it costs. Okay, so yes, a court or certified court reporter can absolutely charge $10,000 or more for a trial transcript. Transcript fees are almost always calculated per page, meaning the total cost is heavily dependent on the trial's length and how quickly you need it. Standard trial transcripts usually cost $3 to $7 per page. I told y'all I done ordered one before. A complex trial can easily generate 1,500 to 2,500 plus pages of testimony across multiple days, pushing the total into the tens of thousands. If you want to expedite it, if you need a transcript within 24 hours, 7 days, or 14 days, court reporters frequently charge premiums ranging from 50% to 100% of the base fee. Now, this is in Alabama, so I don't know how it is in Texas, but okay. They use my location to give me the information in Alabama, but I don't know how many people are paying $10,000 for a court transcript, but let's listen. I'm not going.
Saying a cause that violates due process and equal protection under the 14th Amendment. So they are violating his rights again because they're saying that this $10,000 is way too much for the transcripts. This is not a delay. This is a civil rights obstruction created by the Colon County District Clerk's Office, denying access to appellate, I guess they're saying, of review. Okay, this is what they're saying. The ER action is mobilized the community to challenge this unconstitutional burial and file formal complaints. This is what they're telling people to do. Boy, oh boy, not that it's going to get them anywhere, but this is what they're telling people to do. Now, let me go to this little paperwork. Well, not paperwork, but this is what their people are posting. Okay. And this is coming from the Collin County email. Okay.
All right, let me see that.
Appeal stalled by $10,000 transcript, blocking access to justice, due process, and constitutional violation under the 14th Amendment. So they still violating his rights, y'all. Justice cannot depend on wealth. Y'all. Justice requires access. Access requires transcripts. This is what they're saying. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. I can't believe this, y'all. And they are urging people to do this. They saying take action now. Call the county clerk. Email your complaints in. If you emailing it to the Collin County, I don't see you getting anywhere. But this is what they're telling people to do. File a civil rights report and join the ER action. Now, let me ask y'all this question. What are those 6 lawyers doing? Didn't they just get 6 lawyers? Did all the $500,000 go to them? So you mean to tell me amongst those 6 lawyers, they can't call the clerk? They can't put in complaints? They not filing civil rights reports? What's really going on?
You don't
know an activist that can't.
Problem. Social media attorneys. You don't know what them people are doing. We don't know what those lawyers are doing, and we cannot assume just because ain't nobody updating social media messy asses with every step they make. You can't say that. You don't know what these people have taken on this case pro bono. Their reputations are on the line. And I'm convinced, just me, is convinced that they are going to do everything they can when it comes to this young man's defense. Like, you can't say what these lawyers are doing. You can't say the parents ain't paid. You can't say the parents ain't taking the money doing what they're supposed to be doing. You can't even say the parents got the money. You can't even say, like, for real. People don't know. You don't know. And then people come out here on social media and just make all these assumptions. You can't do that. Well, apparently you can to get a click in the view. I cannot. I'm not running with all these damn narratives.
Out. What's her name? Dr. Somebody. She came out. Why haven't we heard anything else from her again? You would think that all of these people would be having something to say right now, y'all. Something. They don't have anything to say. They're saying send your email now to demand.
Social media want people that's doing whatever it is they're doing to come out and give daily updates on what they're doing. For what though? For what though? Like, for what? This shit is happening to this young man in real life. It's his real life. It's not social media. Everybody want to click in the view so they can have their series or their mini series or they content or whatever. This is this man's real life. And at the end of the day, if he has to spend 35 years in prison, you motherfucker gonna be still out here on the streets doing your content on another victim. Because at this point, I be feeling like these people be victims at this point because y'all just do the most. And I'm not necessarily just talking about her, even though I don't agree with what she's saying. I'm talking about it's some content creators that's worse than her. It's some content creators that's way worse than her. They just come up with all kind of shit. Oh, okay. Well, I tell you what, that's your opinion, and you're entitled to have it. You shouldn't even be over here if you feel that way. But anyway, mine's handled it. I'm not finna read that chat.
Correction of the transcript fee. And they're putting in the information, which is DCC.
And this channel is for entertainment. And I will entertain. And I was finna say so, but this ain't today. I'm actually in an okay mood, you know, so I ain't gonna give y'all what y'all want to do. OLLECTIONS at co.colin.tx.us. This is the email which you can send it into. State clearly that the $10,000 transcript fee is a due process violation and blocks meaningful appellate review. This is what they putting up there. Supervisor email found online unofficial. This email appears under online in connection with the district clerk's office, but is not an official government address. Y'all don't ask me what's going on. Use only if you need to document escalation attempts. Call Monday, Collin County District Clerk. Didn't they just fire a clerk? So when they put another one in there, do they really think she's gonna do some work to help him get out? I'm just saying, y'all. They're saying make your follow-up call first thing Monday morning, 972-548-4320. Ask for confirmation of receipt of your email and demand immediate correction of the transcript fee. So are they doing this so that they can mess up the stuff? I'm just saying, y'all. Is there any way that they can go in there and mess up the transcripts and everything like that? Is it in time evidence so that, because you see how they stalling. This is why they're not getting anywhere. So they're going to put the fee at $10,000. This is a money grab all around the board. This is all the clerks and everybody it seems like they doing in Collin County. Collecting more money, and less action. Ain't nothing being said and done. They're saying to ask for confirmation of receipt of your email and demand immediate correction of the fee. File a civil rights complaint, DOJ, verified contacts. Email today or submit through the portal, U.S. Department of Justice, Civil Rights Division. So they're telling people that, you know, wants to get some justice for Carmelo to do these things, to reach out to, you know, the clerks, Civil Rights Division, all of that, so they can get this fee, you know, down. So can y'all imagine what the parents is going through right now? Can you all just imagine that they're doing everything in their power to stop him from even getting any help, even getting an appeal? Now let me go on. This white person just left this. I got to put this up there because this white person just said this. And they said that the person that put this up there, they're saying that Carmelo and their son played on the same team. Okay. And they're saying that they live there in that county. And if anything bad happens to where there are, you know, lies involved, that includes the law line, they will try every counter measurement to keep you from appealing, even raising prices as high as they can to stop you. So they're saying that this is a normal thing for them to do. If they want to stop you in any way and they didn't get caught up in any kind of lies, which we have called out all the lies, them even showing the jurors one tape and showing somebody else something else. Yeah, we caught them in a lot of lies. Well, they're saying that this is the games that they play. When they get caught in some stuff, they don't want the transcript out. They don't want all of their dirt coming out. So this is why they jumped it up to $10,000, y'all. This is crazy. Somebody said, how much should this cost? In UK, we pay $2,000 for court transcripts. This is an outrage. Disgusting. Is this blocking his attorney or the public's access? I don't know, but this is what they're saying. And people just saying free Carmelo, and everybody's saying what the F, because this don't make no sense. They're stopping him just like they did before this court even started. And that lady, the judge that lowered his bond, she been catching H to the ELL, y'all. Politicians is coming after her. They're saying that she is going to lose her seat and everything. That other judge that lowered his bond, they coming for her for dear life. Po child, she is in a world of trouble dealing with this county. They all have turned on her for just lowering his bond for him to even get out, y'all, in the first place. Boy. Now they still playing games. They play all the games. We ain't even heard nothing else about that judge, but the fact is that judge did her job. She did not do anything crazy. You know, she follows the law, and she did what she was supposed to do according to the law. She lowered his bond. I don't know about all that, but I researched that too as well.
That they could play to get him in there, and now they're playing all the games they can play to make him stay in there. Okay, y'all trying to tie people's hands. Ain't no way in the world you got all 6 lawyers and they don't know no day way around the stuff that they're doing. This don't make no sense. Ain't no way that all of this money supposedly came in for to help him out, and y'all don't have 10,000 to get the transcripts. If y'all can't do nothing about this, what is those lawyers going to even do if they can't even get past this process? This is crazy. This is crazy, and it just seems like people should be marching or doing something, making it uncomfortable for them to get it to go to work. You know what I'm saying? Around the Collin County building, there should be something taking place right now. This don't make no sense. And the activist, where is she? Oh, I'm on this now, and they're showing her on social media, but she's helping other people. She's haven't done nothing else here. Now people are saying, give her a chance, give her a chance. Well, look at here. We have ran into another block, and she's nowhere to be found. I'm just trying to see what.
It's amazing to me how people want to say what people should be doing, where this person at, why this person ain't doing this, why they just sitting comfortably on YouTube just making assumptions. It's something else. Like, I fucked up, and I own my shit when I said that I didn't feel like Ben Crump was, and I'm not gonna do that anymore because and I didn't even know that Ben Crump was behind getting that team together. I sat up here and I said, "Where the fuck is Ben?" Because Ben normally when he shows up and shows out, right? Like, he do whole press conferences. I done reacted to so many, press conferences that he's done when he's inserted himself in the case, right? Or he's been reached out to help with the case. Let me put it like that. And I was the first one to say, what the fuck he at, what he doing, why he ain't out here, and this and the third, and kind of find out he is the whole force behind the Dream Team. So I had to digress on that. You know what I'm saying? So we really can't sit and say what a person is doing behind the scenes. Like I said, social media ain't satisfied unless a motherfucker coming out here giving them a step-by-step rundown on what they're doing just for them to have content. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that anymore. I don't know what these people are doing behind the scenes. The only time we really truly know is when they come out and they speak on it. You right, Ms. Lynn. You are absolutely right. Because I know that's how it works with me. I may talk a lot, I may talk loud, I may talk bugger, as some people say, but I don't even put everything out here. You know what I'm saying? Like what you're doing behind the scenes. So that's true. You know what I mean? Yeah, people gotta stop. But I know it ain't gonna stop because it calls for content. It is what it is.
What are you really doing? Or was that all up front? You gave the parents' lawyers' phone numbers. Okay, kudos to you for that. They didn't pick lawyers. So now what? When you are not saying anything and just leaving everybody, you know what I'm saying, in the air, and they don't even know what to do, this is crazy. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Have y'all ever heard of anything like this? Because Collin County seems like they just dirty, y'all. But anyway, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Please like, share, subscribe if you like the video. Thank you all so much for watching.
Y'all can go over there and check her out. I shared this video on my wall as well, okay? The next thing we're going to get into is the updates on the Javea Harris situation, or I guess I could say, I just be trying to monitor my words, but let's talk about Javea Harris's parents, right? Let's talk about the fact that these parents has come out and confessed. It's a sad situation, so very sad. I just hate it. I don't understand how people, can harm, hurt, kill, unalive, babies. But hey, especially it being her parents, right? So let's go down this little timeline I got. Of course, y'all know how I work, how I do. I've got several news clips. It's going to be some redundancy. It's going to be some repetitiveness. But each clip adds something, another layer, is what I'm going to say. And then after we listen to these news clips, we are going to maybe get into some content creators that has done detailed videos on this situation, all right? So, yeah, let's get into the news clips, y'all.
Can't find my baby.
That was the call that launched a massive.
Please, yeah, we're gonna hear the 911 call, y'all. Remember, I tried my best to read it from that article on yesterday, but now the actual audio has been released. Y'all make sure y'all double tapping the screen to like the live, please. And also, if you feel in your spirit to support the channel, my Cash App and PayPal are pinned at the bottom. Hey, Slay. Hey, True. I'm listening to Coach Shan. Hey, girl. Good to see you. Oh, really, Helen? Oh, wow. I hear you. Good to see you, Slay, my sister. Love you, girl.
I can't find my baby.
That was the call that launched a massive search for 4-year-old Javea Harris.
He was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
But tonight, arrest warrants say that story was false.
She had on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had me in pink beads. She had braids.
Investigators say Javea had been dead for weeks before her mother ever called 911. The warrants say both parents confessed and showed Javea was injured through physical abuse.
Seeing that pretty little girl's face, she didn't deserve that.
Tonight, the 911 call, the warrants and the Aiken County community grieving the little girl they all prayed for.
As a parent and as somebody who has served in this community as a first responder, it is absolutely heartbreaking.
Well, News 12 at 11 o'clock starts right now. Good evening. I'm Will Rio. What you just heard was a 911 call from Javea's mother, 22-year-old Michelle Herring. She told dispatchers 4-year-old Javea disappeared from their home on Hillsborough Street Tuesday night, but investigators say that was not true. Herring and Javea's father, 23-year-old Jamarie Harris, are charged with homicide by child abuse, and Herring is also charged with filing a false police report. And new tonight, arrest warrants say Herring caused severe head injuries to Javea through physical abuse and then disposed of her body at another location, which we'll get to very shortly. The documents also allege Harris knew about the injuries but did not seek medical attention. Now, investigators say this all happened between May 1st and June 15th of this year, about a month after Herring filed a false police report claiming Javea went missing. Let's take another listen to that 911 call.
Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said yes. And I literally, her bathwater is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I came out here to get her, and I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked at her, and she's not in here.
Okay. Is there any bodies of water nearby?
I don't know, ma'am. Me and my husband just now present in his house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that.
Now, here's where law enforcement are searching for Javea's body now after Herring admitted to disposing of it at another location. We're showing you a Google Earth view of the Debutary Creek access area, which leads into Rocky Creek Lake on the Catawba River. It's in a rural part of South Carolina near the Fairfield and Chester County lines, nearly 2 hours away. Your Meredith Anderson was out there all day today. She joins us now with the latest on the search for Javea's body.
The road to closure in the Javea Harris case extends far beyond Augusta. It looks as though that road leads right here to rural South Carolina. I'm standing here in Fairfield County, just a stone's throw from Chester County, South Carolina. This is the Debutary Creek access road. It leads to a body of water that leads to bigger bodies of water. And this is where the search is really concentrated for the body of that 4-year-old girl. So very sad, because unlike the previous times we've been reporting last week when we were telling you about the search efforts, there was search for hope that she would be found alive. Instead, this is a much different type of search. It is the search for her body. It is the search for her remains. All day long, there have been law enforcement officers coming and going, one of them coming now. No one gets through this area unless they are law enforcement officers, unless they are connected to the investigation. It was that way Saturday. It was that way today. We have been around to different areas trying to get access to the water, not particularly where they're searching, but just to get an idea, a feel of this area, a feel of this terrain. We're not from here. We came up here to give you information and to monitor the situation in hopes of bringing you and her family closure and bringing her family some answers. There was access to some of the other waterways in this area, but we did not see anybody searching there. We also did not see any boats in the water. So really what that tells us is that this is a very concentrated search. And as we found out today, when the warrants were released, the parents have made confessions to law enforcement. So that does lead us to believe that this very intense search effort is here, and they're here for a reason. Otherwise, they wouldn't have just randomly picked an area. Not to mention, Javea's family members live right down the road. I spoke with them on Saturday. We didn't see any of them coming here today, but I spoke with them Saturday when they just got the news that the little girl was gone, many of them finding out through social media, and they came here.
I keep hearing about family, right? I keep hearing about family, and apparently, you know, these two, well, I don't know whose family. I don't know if it's his family or her family, but I keep hearing about this family, right? I wonder how many questions that the family was asking this couple about Nevaeh, you know, because if she's been missing for over a month, like passed away for over a month, what in the hell could these two people, her parents, was able to tell family members to where there wasn't no concern for them to call the police? I wonder, right? And I'm not saying, anything is their fault or not trying to put, like any blame on them or no. I'm just saying, I'm just wondering what the family's mindset was this whole month that this baby's been missing,
Tears in their eyes, heartbroken, trying to get answers. And that's what we're trying to do too. We've been monitoring the situation all day long, trying to get updates for you. And as soon as we have any additional ones, we'll pass those along. But that's the latest here, 2 hours away from Augusta, 2 hours away from Aiken in the Fairfield County, South Carolina area. Meredith Anderson on your side.
Aiken County 911, where's your emergency?
Man, I'm at 39 Hillsborough Street. I can't find my baby.
39 Hillsborough Street.
Yes, ma'am. She was outside playing, and I came out here after cooking dinner a little bit, and I'm looking for her, but I don't see her nowhere.
All right, how old is this baby?
She's 4.
All right, what was she wearing?
She had on pink Minnie Mouse pajamas, and she had in pink beads. She had braids.
Is she black, white, Hispanic?
She's mixed.
Okay, how long ago did you see her, ma'am? When was the last time you saw her?
I just came out here like no less than 20 or 30 minutes ago. I went in the house to cook dinner, and I told her it's time to come in. It's just getting dark. And when I came out here,
Okay, just take a breath from me, okay? I already have him on the way to you, okay? Do you know where she might be heading? Okay, you have any family or friends that live around the area?
No, but she usually try to take our chickens to catch them, and I've been looking through the woods to try to see if I see her, but I don't see her nowhere.
What's your name?
My name is Micheline Harris.
What's her name?
Javea Harris.
Harris? I couldn't hear the first name.
Javea is spelled Javeayah. And I wasn't out here. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her like that.
Okay. And what? Anybody else out there with her? Like that was out there with her? Any friends, kids playing with her?
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens.
Okay.
Right here at the back.
All right. Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They just said that she was autistic, but she's just now turning 4.
Okay, now I want y'all to pay close attention to what she's about to say when the dispatcher asks her about your oldest grandson's birthday is today. Tell him we said happy birthday, Miss Tanya. 16, honey. Hey, tell your baby we said happy birthday from the Simples, honey. Yes. So I want y'all to pay close attention, right, to how this mother answers when the dispatcher asks her about any medical conditions. Now, if you listen to the dad when he did that interview, remember we listened to the interview, he said something about he don't know why people are saying his daughter was autistic and they don't even know what they're talking about and this and that. They get it from what this woman just said. Because I do remember that the news, remember? You welcome, Tanya. Now, he says he don't know why people were saying that Nevaeh was possibly autistic. She was giving too much information about crackheads, and she is who killed her child. Miss P, don't put killed in, Miss V. I mean, not Miss V. Miss P, killed. Don't just put unalive or the K. Just put the K. Because I just don't want the chat to be flagged, okay? Thank you, boo. Yeah, so that's okay. That's okay, Miss P. That's okay. So listen, yeah, the dad was saying, I don't know where these people get it from that my child was autistic or she couldn't talk and this and the third. Well, sir, your girlfriend, my baby mama, wife, however, just told the dispatcher that. Now, I'm going to let y'all hear it for yourself. You welcome, Tanya. I'm going to let y'all hear it for yourself. And this is where they get it from, because I do remember that the news came out here and said that. The news repeated it because that's what you told dispatch. Well, that's what the mom told dispatcher. Y'all listen.
But it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens.
Okay.
Right here. And I wasn't out here. I'm 39 weeks pregnant. I can't keep up with her like that.
Okay. And what? Anybody else out there with her? Like that was out there with her? Any friends, kids playing with her?
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens.
Okay.
Right here at the back.
All right. Does Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They suspected she was autistic, but she's just now turning 4, so they don't have no diagnosis all the way.
She said they were saying that she's autistic, but she just turned 4 and they don't have no diagnosis all the way. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, but this is what she said.
The way our yard is set up, it's nothing but the dogs and the chickens right here in the back.
All right. Does she have any health issues? Any mental issues? Anything like that?
They suspected she was autistic, but she's just now turning 4, so they don't have no diagnosis all the way.
Okay.
But she's very smart, though. She don't seem autistic.
Does she talk?
Yeah. She can carry a full conversation.
Okay. You didn't see any vehicles before you went inside or anything like that?
No, but what worries me is these crackheads that walk in his house behind the house. I don't know. I've always felt weird about him, and I don't know.
Well, my thing is knowing that this lady is lying, but I'm gonna say this: if you felt weird about crackheads always walking around your house, your baby shouldn't have been out there by herself. But we know the crackheads ain't guilty, right? We know the crackheads ain't guilty, ma'am. And so that's that.
Hello?
I'm still here, ma'am. Give me just a second.
My call might be breaking up because where we at.
Okay. What's a good callback number for you, ma'am?
Ma'am, I don't have one. My phone is not on, but I can still call 911.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay. I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said, yes.
Yeah, right there.
And I literally
Answer the question. The woman said, where in the house did you see her last? That means where was she inside the house before she went outside? But of course, we know this lady is lying. And yeah, let's keep listening.
She'll call 911.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm on the way to you. Just to confirm, where was she in the house when you saw her last?
No, she wasn't in the house, ma'am. She been playing outside today. And she asked me, can she play for a little bit more before it got dark? And I said, yes. And I literally, her bathwater is in the tub, ran, and dinner is cooking, and I came out here to get her, and I can't even find her.
Okay, is there a certain place she likes to play outside?
Usually in the chicken coop, and that's usually where I find her every day. And I just looked in here, and she's not in here.
Okay. Is there any bodies of water nearby?
I don't know, ma'am. Me and my husband just now purchasing this house. I don't know about this area much, but it's not a good area. I'll tell you that. It's not good.
Okay, you say you searched the woods. Is that behind your house?
Yes, it's like a pathway right behind my house. And we usually take the dogs sometimes in the woods to just let them run. And she'll come, so I know she knows about woods. And but I look down the same pathway that we walk, and I did not see her.
Okay, and you said she was wearing pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. Anything else you may be wearing?
Her beads are pink.
Beats are pink?
Yeah, she's got braids. I mean, I don't know if she got on Crocs or with shoes, because she just puts on play shoes, but I don't, ma'am, it's not no way that she could have got far.
All right. Do you have any neighbors around the area that you're familiar with she might be going to?
No, we don't talk to none of these people. None of these people, because they all mostly do drugs. I don't associate myself with that.
Have you checked with neighbors to see if they have seen her?
No, ma'am. I'm literally I called you 10 minutes after I stepped outside. The cops are pulling up right now.
All right, go ahead and talk to them, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, no problem.
All right, so that was the full 911 call. Full 911 call again. Probably gonna hear it again somewhere, but I'm gonna probably skip to it. I don't want to hear them lies no more. So let's move on. Let's see what this one is talking about.
We begin with breaking news first at 4. We have received the 911 call, which is shedding light on the day 4-year-old Javea Harris was reported missing by her mother, Michelle Herring. New warrants show the parents confessed in the case of Javea's death. In the call, the mother describes the neighborhood.
I don't know about this area,
Talking about the call. Let's see.
This is on our website as well, WRDW.com. And going back to the 911 call, there's the father's side to all of this. I interviewed
All right, so
with him
let's
on
hear what
Thursday
the
over the
father
phone.
said, y'all. Let's hear that the father again.
That's also on our website if you haven't checked that out. And again, he gave an entire story as to what happened the day that Javeya went missing. We still don't know if that's true or not because we don't know if he was at the house at the time of that 911 call. He tells us he wasn't. He was out running some errands, went to 3 or 4 stores to get candy for Javeya, get some alcohol, get gas, and some Black and Milds, and then had seen police and then ended up back home. But I asked him, did you know what happened to Javeya? Do you know anything? He told me, no, sir, I don't. Again, charged with homicide by child abuse in this case. We have the full 911 call on our website again if you haven't checked that out. We also have the warrants. We'll have more throughout this evening, Zaina.
Sydney and Will, thank you. Just hard to listen to that
Wait a
911.
minute, what you got it on? Hold on, let me see, because I'm going to go to it.
Up back home, but I asked him, did you know what happened to Javeya? Do you know anything? He told me, no, sir, I don't. Again, charged with homicide by child abuse in this case. We have the full 911 call on our website again if you haven't checked that out. We also have the warrants. We'll have more
Let me see which one. Okay, I'm going to stop. Y'all keep listening.
throughout this evening, Zaina.
Sydney and Will, thank you. Just hard to listen to that 911 call, hard to read those warrants. You just don't know how a parent could do such a thing. The big question still remains, where exactly is Javeya? Your Meredith Anderson has been at the search site for Javeya's body at the Fairfield and Chester County line. Meredith, what's the latest search efforts looking like?
The search for the body of 4-year-old Javeya Harris is concentrated here in rural Fairfield County. To give you an idea, it's about 2 hours outside of Augusta, and no one is getting in this area at all. You can see they've got the Fairfield County Sheriff's Office blocking it off. So really the only people coming and going are investigators. And I'm told that this is an access to Debutary Creek, which feeds into a much larger body of water. Something to note about this body of water, and it's well known around for fishermen in the area because it's really good fishing for crappie. The reason it's good is because it's filled with stumps. The Rocky Creek Pond that is not too far from here is nicknamed Stumpy Pond by a lot of the locals. So that goes to show you the water is kind of treacherous for boats, good for fishing, but there's lots of places for fish to cover. So that could mean some clues into what investigators are having to go by. Something else here too, we have been here for a couple of hours. It's been raining, it's been thundering. That is important because we know drone teams are in the area. And because of the weather that we've been facing today, perhaps drones have not been able to go up in the air. A note about this location too. This is a location where Javeya Harris's family started showing up Saturday. I was here Saturday. I tracked the area through the back of the tail number on SLED's helicopter. It was up in the sky. It was circling the water here. So I hopped in the car and I drove here. And I wasn't the only one. Javeya Harris's family members were coming here. They don't live too far from here. And they had seen the news about their loved one on Facebook, on social media. And this was after the sheriff's office made the announcement that she is likely dead. Cars coming and going all day today. Not really sure which one, a lot of them unmarked, but we've seen a lot of DNR and a lot of the local Fairfield County Sheriff's Office coming and going here today. But again, back to her family. Once they found out about her likely death, they didn't know where to go. They didn't know what to do, and they wanted information. So they came here looking for answers. And today, we're getting more answers. We got a copy of the warrants, and today we learned that both the mother and the father have confessed. At least that's what the warrant said, and that the mother confessed to disposing of Javeya's body. That is a particular interest because as far as we know, this is the only area that they are searching right now. And I can tell you after being out of here Saturday, we saw law enforcement from a bunch of different agencies, but DNR seemed to be the most pronounced, I guess you could say, agency out here. I saw multiple boats that were being pulled out of here with trailers, ATVs, those were on trailers being pulled out. There was a rather large mobile command unit. So this appears to be the spot where they are searching for her body. We will continue monitoring this today. I'm trying to get a look at the cars that are coming and going in the different agencies. But we're told that Aiken County is the lead on this investigation. So none of them have been able to give me any information, but even more sadly so, none of them have been able to give any of the information to Javeya Harris's family members as well. But for now, on your side.
Meredith, thank you. And here at home this weekend, a community coming together to show their support for Javeya at a vigil last night. People showing their support with candles and through prayer. They also have created a memorial right outside of her home with stuffed animals, balloons, and candles. And it's very nice to see the community just coming together for this little girl that they don't even know. And you can just see it in the numbers right there from the vigil last night in that memorial.
All right, y'all. Let me see why this ain't coming up. Hold on. Oh, this is live stream. We're not gonna do that. Hold on. No, it shouldn't be. Yeah, that's the live stream. Okay, let's go to the next clip, y'all. This is the clip of the house, y'all. Listen, this is a clip that the dad definitely knew in one interview. He kept referring to her in the past. Well, that was his subconscious. Even though he was sitting there lying, he knew she was gone. So this right here, y'all, is a look at the home and the area surrounding the home. It's only a 42-second clip, right? And yeah, let's watch it.
He said he's going.
All right, so that was that, y'all. Hold on.
Yeah. All right, guys.
I'm not gonna do the live streams right now. That was a clip of the home, y'all, that they stayed in. I'm gonna listen to it. This is a live stream also. I'm gonna listen to a little bit of it only because they talk more about the arrest warrants, okay? And I don't know how much we're gonna listen to. We're gonna listen to a little bit because I do want to, and we got a lot of videos. It's a couple I'm gonna listen to, and they're not that long, but I want to get into this last case that we're gonna introduce that probably we're gonna be talking about for a minute. I know we're gonna be talking about for a minute, but let's listen to a little of this right quick.
Yeah. All right, guys. We are waiting to go live on Facebook real quick before we get into some of the details. But again, if you're just not joining us, we got the warrants in the full 911 call from the Aiken County Sheriff's Office related to Javea Harris and the search for her too. So this is the call that the mother made the night that she said that Javea went missing. We know that that.
All right, so it was basically talking about. I'm so sick of hearing the 911 call. All right, so let's do this. Let's go to the family.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Street 39, here's 39, 39, Hillsborough Street, 39, Hillsborough Street, 4-year-old pediatric missing.
14, 17, 20, 11. What's the time frame?
20, 30 minutes ago, wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. She's a mixed race female.
Copy. Go ahead and send out the tracking team page.
So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Like, sir.
All right, so this is the dad, y'all. This is what I really want y'all to hear today. This is because we heard the mama too much, and she makes me ill. But this is the dad. Let's listen to the dad. What the dad says.
Race female.
Copy. Go ahead and send out the tracking team page.
So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Like, sir. I don't like. It's really wild. But I had gave all these detectives information about people snooping around the house. Lately, like since I started work, like from Friday, well Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday, I had to work. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl would like, she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third round, how they get caught, like they be on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that, and I've been telling them that.
Count On begins with a major announcement today in the search for 4-year-old Javea Harris, and it was news everyone hoped wouldn't come.
That 4-year-old Javea Harris is deceased.
Javea's parents are facing charges in her death.
Fam, you ever listen to a conversation or interview and later on down the line, you realize that person was lying? You go back to that interview and or conversation and realize nothing really made sense. But that's what a lot of people were saying who heard a recent interview a couple of weeks ago from a South Carolina dad who tried to relive the memories and give his detail on what happened that night his daughter had allegedly went missing. But the harsh reality is this. Within the last 24 hours, the parents were arrested. Some details that hasn't been verified has been disclosed on the internet and some from authorities. But the real takeaway is this. After a month of searching and authorities claiming that baby been dead before the 911 call was even made. And in fact, we're talking about a mother who had another baby with the same man the same day the child was reported missing. I can't make this up. So without wasting too much time on this intro, today we're gonna go over the details, identify this child, pay our respects, and see where this case stands today. But before we go over this one, I want you guys to remember, I don't give you no angle, I just give you the story. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll jump right to it.
They said I needed to make another PSA. Listen, if you ever wish payday came sooner, this might actually help. It's a banking app called Current with a bunch of useful tools. And one of the main tools lets you access up to $750 of your paycheck in advance if you switch over with Current. You get a full set of features like the paycheck advance, overdraft, the bill card, and more. Whether you want to build credit or a smoother way with managing your money, it actually handles everything in one app. I actually like the app myself. That's why I partner with them. And right now, they're giving away $75 for anyone who sign up using my QR code or use the link that's in my bio. Once you scan the QR code, it'll take you directly to the sign-in page. Enter the normal steps, enter your information, order your current card. Once you're done with that, it'll prompt you to a section with promo code. Make sure you enter the promo code, the family. That link automatically unlocks the $75. Make sure you go through the full sign-up process so you don't miss out. So let's check out this video.
And my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching. Okay. I got around 5.
All right, listen, y'all. Listen to this.
And my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching. Okay. I got around 5-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. She was in and out of the house. I say that, and I was going to get up and wash the clothes. Yeah, what else can I say? I left the house around 6, like late 6, maybe like early 7.
Y'all do know if y'all been paying attention. And listen, this is not me. I said this yesterday. I'm probably gonna say it every time I make a comment about what I'm about to say, because even though I know people gonna still say what they say, feel how they feel, it is what it is for me. But let me say this: when it comes to this dad, right? And that's why I want to get home to those warrants. I really want to read them thoroughly myself, because y'all do know that people, even though they may present certain information, they leave some stuff out, they may add some stuff. And I'm just going to go to that website and read for myself and actually show y'all what the warrants say, right? In this situation, what's sad is that this dad didn't have enough backbone or balls to basically stand up to this woman. And the reason why I put it like that is this: listening to what the people are saying that's on these arrest warrants, right? According to the arrest warrants, the mom is the one that unalived the child, right? The mom is the one that unalived the child. What you doing with that? Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm back, y'all. I apologize. So, so basically what I'm saying is this. According to the arrest warrants, right, y'all? So the mom is the one that did what she did to unalive baby girl. The mom unalived her, right? And from what I just heard from the news lady, the mom is the one that disposed of her body. See, all of this could have happened, and listen, this is just my assumption. The man just said he worked at night, right? He just said he worked at night. Now, I'm thinking to myself, like, first of all, okay, so she did what she did to unalive the baby. You didn't call the police. You didn't try to get her no help. Nothing like that. The baby is passed away. And then the mom herself, according to what this woman said, is the one that disposed of her body, which is weird to me, because if the dad was so complacent with everything, he was cool, why didn't he help her, or why didn't he do? See, What I'm saying is the mom committed these acts, right? The mom unalived her, the mom disposed of the body, and the daddy was there, knew what she was doing, knew what she had done. I don't give a fuck. Me as a parent, I don't give a fuck if it was my husband, whoever. If you unalive my child, if you abuse my child, unalive my child, listen, my loyalty to you or my whatever it is, he felt like he had towards her, love and all, goes out the door, because you have now unalived my child, not by mistake. Not you abused her, you killed her. So no, I'm not finna cover up for you. I'm not finna be a ride or die, none of that, because my baby gone. What do I look like covering up or sticking with you and you don't unalive me? I don't care who you are. And in this case, this was the baby's daddy. This was Nevaeh's dad, JaVale. I keep wanting to say Nevaeh, but it's JaVale's dad, right? So what is it with this man? What is it with him that he's lacking as a man to where this woman did this and he helped her cover it up for a whole month? He was complacent. And even though I saw grief, sadness, and all that in his face when he was sitting in that courtroom, he should have had that same grief, sadness for JaVale and reported. Because see, the thing about it is, one of the reasons why he's being charged is because he didn't even know, neither one of them even tried to get the baby help. You hit her, you did what you did, or whatever. Nobody tried to get her help. And that's one of the reasons why you're being charged, the same as the mom. You know, it's back. I don't know if y'all can hear me when my video be buffering, so I stop talking. But y'all let me know if y'all can still hear me, and I'll keep talking. But anywho, what I was saying is this: what is it about this man that he sat down and was he cool with what she did? Was he okay with it? Did they think they was gonna actually get away with it? Like, really? And what that night made them decide to call 911? I know she was in labor, but I don't know if she went into labor, you know, because she apparently wasn't in labor when she made the 911 call. Or maybe she did know she was in labor, and that's the reason why she made it. It's weird to me that the same night that she made that 911 call to finally report her missing, she went into labor. I don't know if she thought these people were going to have mercy on her because she in labor, done had a baby. Listen, I don't know what the fuck these people thought was going to happen. And another thing I think about that, she knew she was in labor. She was in labor because she was breathing kind of hard. But it sounded like to me she was walking or something. I don't know, but maybe she thought that with her having a new baby, family was going to start coming around and they was going to be looking for JaVale. I don't know what the hell these people thought was going to happen. But I'm just thinking about the dad and the fact that the woman, because usually it be the man, y'all. Usually it be the man that did some fuck shit, some dumb shit, and the woman sit down and hide the shit. You know what I'm saying? But this time it's the woman. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, you are her mother. And you're the one that actually unalived her and disposed. What the fuck did you do? Did you just put her in the fucking water? What did she do? And the baby got to be in that water, y'all. Because that's where they're concentrating on. It's crazy. But let's listen. Hey, man.
It was probably around like 6, and I got back to the house maybe around 7:15 because my girl and my daughter said they wanted some candy, like she wanted some service.
And just pay attention. Whenever a person is this detailed in a story, they're usually lying. He giving too much detail. Stick to the script, sir. He's giving too much detail. That lets you know. And I told y'all when I heard the story, it didn't sound right. I told y'all initially when we first heard this so-called interview or whatever, I told y'all the shit didn't sound right. It did not sound right to me. And I left here. We ended before the weekend, and I told y'all come Monday it was gonna be some shit. And damn if come Monday it wasn't some shit. I told y'all that. Right, Miss Lynn, because why would you not? I would fuck that. I've been the first to call 911. She killed my baby. She killed my baby. The fuck?
She wanted cookies, and I had went to like three stores maybe in between those times to go get gas, Black Miles, and I got some drinks, like some little Mad Dogs and stuff like that. And I left and I went back to dry clothes because I was watching them. I was sitting there for a little minute, and I ended up going to another store. Like these 3 stores that I'm saying, like I told you 3 stores already, but I went to a store last. And I was back there.
A lot of stores. Like he going to a lot of stores for his pregnant, damn near in labor wife is sitting over there in a trailer with no phone. I pay attention to everything people say. The woman said her phone was off. So you going to a lot of stores looking for cookies and cakes and Mad Dog and cigars and shit. And your wife sitting over there in a trailer by herself, 39 weeks pregnant with no phone service. Who the fuck does that? You going to a lot of stores, sir, but we know all that is a lie. Bullshit.
I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And then when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police and stuff going through. And I was wondering, I was like, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of stuff goes on in Aiken to where like you could like, okay, it's the police or whatever. But I didn't know that it was my house. My girlfriend, she didn't have service. She didn't have service on her phone, so she couldn't call me to let me know anything that was going on. So she just ended up calling 911. So when I came back to the house, before I got on my road, I seen a police truck with a drone out. And then that's when I started speeding up because I was like, it's something going down like close to my house. When I got turned on my road, I seen a whole bunch of police like right in my house. So that's when I hurried up and I got to the house and I was like, what's going on? I thought my girlfriend was in labor because she was supposed to have a baby. You know what I'm saying? Soon. So she ended up having a child that same night on July 1st. But she came up crying to me saying my Javea missing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like I kind of freaked out. And the detectives were telling me I couldn't go look and stuff like that because they didn't want me to mess up the area or whatever. But that's basically what happened up until all of this came about.
Okay. Is she known to run away? Like, has there been past issues with that with her? Is she known to do that?
No, she does not run away, but I will say that she is friendly. Like she's friendly. Like she doesn't like, it's not a stranger danger thing with her. It's not like get away from me. Like she didn't get that. She didn't understand it. She was all friendly to everybody. She was very respectful. Like, yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Like that's what she do. We raised her great. Like she was a real smart kid. That's why like they had me kind of like messed up. But they were saying that she was not like she's nonverbal and that. Like yeah, she was saying she's autistic and like that was like the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child.
Your wife gave it. Your wife, girlfriend, baby mama gave it. I let y'all hear that. What she said, that they said whoever they was said she was autistic. That's the part I wanted y'all to hear.
Like she was a real smart kid. That's why like they had me kind of like messed up. But they were saying that she was not like she's nonverbal and that. Like yeah, she was saying she's autistic and like that was like the media was like messing. I don't want to cuss, but that was messing my head up a little bit because they don't even have a good description of my child to try to describe her.
What's a good? Is she autistic or is she on the spectrum at all? Is that true?
She was on the spectrum when she was born, but they said that she couldn't be tested until she was 4 years old.
Okay, so it's on. You guys just don't know.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
We never got her tested, and she's never given us signs that she is, autistic. She talks good. She like very like she talks better than me. She got more respect than me.
Understood. So you guys had no idea what could have happened to her.
I have no clue. Like, sir.
Listen.
I don't.
Listen, y'all.
I don't like. It's really wild, but I had gave all of these detectives this information about people snooping around the house late, like since I started work, like from Friday, Thursday really, but from Friday to Monday I had to work. I was working night shifts, and every time I left, my girl was like, she would tell me like, oh, it's been people doing this, and then the third round the house they been called, like they on the phone with people like around the house, like just talking and walking real slow and things like that, and I've been telling them that. But
how are you doing through all of this?
I didn't got.
It's okay.
I didn't got a little bit of it out, but it's like not knowing is killing me. It's killing me. Like Because, like, I mean, you see stuff like this often, but you don't expect it to be you.
It is the mother. Is she your wife?
No, she's not my wife. She was my girlfriend.
Okay. How is she doing?
She's still a little tore, but she's making it. She's trying to stay calm because we just, like I said, we just recently had a child. She had to really go in labor early because all the stress that was going down. She had that baby the same night that all of this happened.
Today was like the worst 4th of July for a family in Athens, South Carolina. That was the dad weeks prior. But on today, July 4th, 2026, investigators spent the afternoon in the rural Fairfield County, South Carolina area near Chester County, where investigators were searching for the remains of a 4-year-old identified as Javea Harris. The location happens to be where the father often fishes. And the crazy part about it is, on May 19th, he changed his profile picture and header from his missing daughter to in front of that same lake, as we know now, given the world size. But the creek access and the boat ramp was located near the little girl's extended family. Everything was closed off today as dozens of law enforcement officers from
So this fool done changed the profile pic from, let me see what he said. Now that's some sick shit. Wait a minute.
identified as Javea Harris. The location happens to be where the father often fishes. And the crazy part about it is, on May 19th, he changed his profile picture and header from his missing daughter to in front of that same lake, as we know.
Wow. So on May 19th, which is probably when this baby was unalive, y'all listen. So on May 19th, which is probably the day this baby was unalive and placed in this body of water, the daddy changed his profile pic from her, the baby, to him standing in front of the water. Did he do this on purpose? Like, that's weird. You change your profile pic from your daughter, who you know now you know is unalive and probably in that body of water, to you standing out in front of the water. Wow. I don't know, Tanya. This is crazy.
The location happens to be where the father often fishes. And the crazy part about it is, on May 19th, he changed his profile picture and header from his missing daughter to in front of that same lake, as we know now, given the world size. But the creek access and the boat ramp was located near the little girl's extended family. Everything was closed off today as dozens of law enforcement officers from multiple agencies looked for her. According to a local reporter, the family started arriving. She watched her aunts, uncle, grandfather, and great-grandmother pull up one by one, mentioning no one wanted to be on camera. She said they all said the same thing in different ways. They knew there was nothing they can do, but they didn't know where else to be. Javea's grandfather got the news today that she was gone on Facebook. But in order to understand that conversation, we got to go back to June 30th, 2026, when Athens County sheriffs in South Carolina get a 911 call of a missing 4-year-old girl. Now, the dad indicated the mom made the 911 call. Now, she told dispatch that her child was nonverbal and also autistic, but he claims that's not the case. Check out the 911 call.
4-year-old PD. 339, here's 39 Hillsborough Street, 39 Hillsborough Street, 4-year-old pediatric missing.
14, 17, 20, 11. What's the time frame?
30 minutes ago, wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. She's a mixed race female.
Copy. Go ahead and send out the tracking team page.
10-4.
Tracking team copies.
Copy.
Asia 300. I'm en route to your unit. Okay, Ross.
10's en route to the juvenile.
10. Unit to Hillsborough. They suspect that she's autistic, that she is nonverbal, and she's not able to carry a conversation.
Hey, and 12's en route to Hillsborough.
That's not what that woman said. Now, wait a minute. Now, we heard. Now, wait a minute. Now, people. That's not true what she just told them. Because we just heard the mom's 911 call. And the mom said, she said something about her being autistic, but she did tell the woman that she could talk and that she can hold a conversation. But that's not what she just reported. That's how it got out that the baby couldn't talk. How did you mess that up? How do you do that? That's weird. We heard that, like, even though she was lying about a lot of shit, we heard her say, yeah, they say she autistic, but she can talk and she can hold a conversation. But that's not what this dispatcher is putting out over the radio. Hold on.
Copy. 3.
But he claims that's not the case. Check out the 911 call.
4-year-old PD. 39 here's 39 Hillsborough Street, 39 Hillsborough Street, 4-year-old pediatric missing.
14, 17, 20, 11. What's the time frame?
30 minutes ago, wearing a pink Minnie Mouse pajamas. She's a mixed race female.
Copy. Go ahead and send out the tracking team page.
10-4.
Tracking team copy.
Copy.
Acre 300. I'm en route to your unit. Okay, Ross.
10's en route to the juvenile.
10. Units around the Hillsborough. They suspect that she's autistic. They like she is nonverbal and she's not able to carry a conversation.
Hey, and 12's en route to Hillsborough.
That's crazy.
1225. You want to use that way with the other drone?
11, I didn't hear. Is the drone en route?
25. If you want to start this way, that way, we need another drone.
Taking 14, I'm out at the incident location.
1411.
Taking 6 what's the address?
9 Hillsborough Street.
Dog wagon route.
10.
Taking 15 on 6
Hey, 11, let's go ahead and move all Hillsborough traffic over to Channel 2.
All units for the missing 4-year-old move to Channel 2 at this time. All units for the missing 4-year-old move to Channel 2 at this time. Regular traffic on 1.
18 go.
18.
Taking 20. Taking 22, I need back en route to the airport. 15 300, y'all 10-4.
10's out. If I can get somebody to start working on pipeline.
21 Stacers.
Under Athens County Sheriff's Office Facebook page, a neighbor of the couple had went to Facebook and said the following. This is from Cody Alcorn's page. I'm told they used to live in Union, South Carolina at Lakeside Apartments up until last year. The former neighbors who reached out to me over the last 12 hours say they're extremely concerned for Javia's well-being. The neighbor said they would take care.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, we got some action. So, wait a minute. I can't see it on there. Hold on. Where's my tablet? Damn, I hate when I can't see this little right. This is from Cody somebody's page. I'm told they used to live in Union, South Carolina at Lakeside Apartments up until about last year. Okay, they used to live at Lakeside Apartments up until last year. The former neighbors who reached out to me over the last 12 hours say they're extremely concerned for Javea's well-being. The neighbors said they would take care of the child, and there was substance abuse in the home. There was alleged substance abuse in the home. One neighbor alleges DSS was called due to the situation inside the home. The same neighbor said, despite it being said Javea is autistic, they dispute that and told me that she can communicate. Wow. I don't know where y'all get that from, but okay. All right.
Facebook page. A neighbor of the couple had went to Facebook and said the following. This is from Cody Alcorn's page. I'm told they used to live in Union, South Carolina at Lakeside Apartments up until last year. The former neighbors who reached out to me over the last 12 hours say they're extremely concerned for Javia's well-being. The neighbor said they would take care of the child and alleged there was substance abuse in the home. One neighbor alleges DSS were called due to the situation inside the home. The same neighbor said, despite it being said Javia's is autistic, they dispute that and told me she can communicate. Number 4, an arrest was made early morning July 4, 2026, a week after the 911 call. We know now, which you'll later hear from authorities. The 911 call was done, they believe, weeks after the 4-year-old was already dead. But keep in mind, was it a guilty conscience? Because on the 30th was the same date the couple would have their second child. Well, I picked that date to have the 911 call being made. But before the reports of the parents being arrested, a reporter had went to Facebook while on vacation and said the following. No words. 4 years old, the mom confessed she beat her because she peed in the bed and they dumped her body in the lake. The only reason why they made the missing report because she was in labor and her family would wonder why she wasn't around.
Oh my God, Jesus. Isn't that what I said, y'all? Y'all know I don't watch these videos ahead of time. Y'all know 9 times out of 10 when I play this shit, I tell y'all I ain't watched it. We're gonna react together. Isn't that what I said? I said that woman made that call because she knew she was in labor. She knew she was in labor, she knew she was due. It sounded like she may have been in labor to me, to be honest. And she used her being distressed over Javea missing as to the reason why she went into labor. No, bitch, you was in labor when you made that call because I heard labor breathing. I heard heavy breathing, right? And I'm thinking to myself, if she walking to pretend like she's looking for the baby or what? I'm thinking like, why is she breathing like that, right? But this bitch was in labor. She knew she was in labor. And she made that call and reported that baby missing because when she had that new baby, family was going to be coming around and they was going to be wondering where Javea was. I said that shit, what, 30 minutes ago? Wow.
same day the couple had their second child. Well, I picked that date to have the 911 call being made. But before the reports of the parents being arrested, a reporter had went to Facebook while on vacation and said the following. No words. 4 years old, the mom confessed she beat her because she peed in the bed and they dumped her body in a lake. The only reason why they made the missing report because she was in labor and her family would wonder why she wasn't around. Now people question this report because mind you, the parents wasn't arrested yet and police made no claims. Not sure how she got it. She ended up deleting it, but she did respond into why. And then now it seemed like she was telling the truth.
I get my own information and I won't give up those sources ever because the second I do, I won't get any more information. So
she had an inside source. So she put it out here what happened to Nevaeh before the police had actually, put it out because she got an inside source. She got an inside source.
Arrested yet, and police made no claims. Not sure how she got it. She ended up deleting it, but she did respond into why. And then now it seemed like she was telling the truth.
I get my own information and I won't give up those sources ever because the second I do, I won't get any more information. So I deleted my post because I'm on vacation and I'm not going to answer 50 million questions. That's the same question. I got bigger things to do. I have fun arguing on the internet. I have sandcastles to build. Have a great day.
The family did manage to get the photo of where the couple lived. And here it is. But after 4 days of searching the inconsistencies in the statement, the Atkins County Sheriff's Office investigators now believe Harris is deceased. And her parents, 23-year-old John Maria Harris and 22-year-old Michelle Herring, have been arrested for homicide by child abuse. Herring, the mother, is also being charged with filing a false police report, according to deputies.
Count On begins with a major announcement today in the search for 4-year-old Javeah Harris, and it was news everyone hoped wouldn't come. News Channel 6's Ryan Lynch joins us now with the latest on the investigation. Ryan?
A tragic development announced as Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer held a press conference this morning with updates on the investigation.
Our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old Javeah Harris is deceased.
Javeah's parents are facing charges in her death.
We've arrested her dad, 23-year-old Jamaria Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Michelle Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report.
Sheriff Sawyer said Javeah is believed to have been dead for a while.
Pay close attention to these next two sentences. This is very important. Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save Javeah. At this time, our investigation supports that she had been deceased for at least a month.
Investigators say they are searching an undisclosed area outside of Aiken County where they believe Javeah's body may be located. Law enforcement's current priority is to find Javeah and get justice for her.
Thank you to our law enforcement partners. It's truly one team. Now we are all focused on pursuing justice for Javeah because that's what she deserves.
Law enforcement will continue to search for Javeah until she is found. The Aiken County Sheriff's Office will release more information as the investigation moves forward. News Channel 6 will continue to provide updates as this story develops further. Kim?
Sad situation. It seemed like the parents kept it away from their family as well. I'm hoping and praying that the family was able to get some form of closure, but I also pray that the body.
Say since May 19th. Yeah, I do believe that. Let me see, May. Yeah, I do believe when he changed that. At least by then, because that's when the dad changed the profile picture. Remember, he changed the profile picture from the baby to the lake on 5/19. So around that time, yeah. I think so.
Get discovered as well. It's an unfortunate situation knowing that a young girl could be taken out of this world by the very people who brought her in this world. And the fact that she waited until she was giving birth allegedly, the truth of the matter is all this was done while she was pregnant. This was the mother on the 4th of July who was arrested alongside her boyfriend for the disappearance and the murder of their 4-year-old child. Fam, let me know how you guys feel about this one in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And today, I'll catch you guys on the next one.
All right, so
the search for a missing 4-year-old girl has now become a.
We're gonna listen to one more from Law and Crime. Y'all know I always like to get they little spin on it. I haven't seen Law and Crime do anything on it, but Law and Crime has. Well, I hadn't seen Court TV is what I mean do anything on it, but Law and Crime Network has. So they put this out.
What you want to say about the baby?
Too cute. Oh my God, too cute. Too cute. But yeah, I had they put this out, I think I want to say on yesterday. Oh my God, to hear her talk, man. She is too cute.
What you want to say about the baby?
That is the voice of 4-year-old Javea Harris, a little girl who police claim is now dead.
Hold on, yeah, I gotta do this right quick.
Parents are in jail. They're charged with killing her. But this case has a bizarre and disturbing twist.
The hardest announcement that I've ever had to make in my 36 years career in law enforcement. She had been deceased for at least a month.
How did the police know she's dead if they haven't found her? We're bringing in a criminal defense and civil rights attorney to help break down everything. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. By the way, if you're into content creation, if you're putting things out on social media, you might be seeing that we put so many of these clips out there so quickly in these rapidly developing stories. The reason that we're able to do this, how we're able to create clean people like this, 50% off. This is an absolutely stomach-churning, horrifying story out of South Carolina. And it is one that has now taken a devastating turn. I wish it wasn't the case, but this is what law enforcement is saying. A 4-year-old little girl, Javea Harris, was reported missing after, according to her family, she wandered away from the front yard of her home. Hundreds of people joined this search, deputies, helicopters, drones, canines, everyone hoping that she'd be found alive. But now, investigators claim that's never going to happen. According to the Aiken County Sheriff's Office, Javea had already been dead for at least a month before anyone called 911 to report her missing. Her parents, Michaela Herring and Jamaria Harris, are now charged with homicide by child abuse. And Herring is also charged with filing a false police report. But here's what makes this case so unusual, so different, potentially challenging for prosecutors. There's no body as of yet, right? Investigators are still searching, but they haven't found this little girl, which, as we'll get into, could present a challenge. But now the question becomes, how can authorities definitively say she's been dead for weeks if they haven't recovered her body? How do they know for sure? What evidence led them to file these homicide charges? What do police believe happened during that month before she was ever reported missing? Look, I'm going to try to get into all of that, what police are saying so far, the sheriff's major update in the case that broke over the weekend, just as the parents appeared in court to face a judge first time. But first, here's how all of this unfolded. So according to police, on June 30th at around 8:15 p.m., Aiken County deputies received a 911 call. Mother reported her 4-year-old daughter missing, saying Javea was playing at the front yard near a chicken coop when she mysteriously wandered off. And just like that, a massive search gets underway. I'm talking more than 200 personnel on the ground, helicopters, drones, canines. Even the FBI got involved. And for days, this is what everyone was focused on, finding this little girl alive and bringing her home. And then sadly, something shifts. The search is scaled back. And on July 4th, Aiken County Sheriff Marty Sawyer called a press conference to deliver what he says was the hardest announcement he's ever had to make.
I'm deeply saddened to tell you that our investigation and evidence leads us to believe that 4-year-old Javea Harris is deceased. It's the outcome that we all feared, and sadly, it's the outcome that we must face. We'll have to face it together as a community. Sadly, the night of the 911 call on June 30th, when that call was made, it was already too late to save Javea. At this time, our investigation supports that she had been deceased for at least a month.
Now, the sheriff also addressed the search itself, and he made it clear that they're still looking, but he also hinted at something else.
Our search for Javea drives on. We're continuing to put massive law enforcement resources to work to recover Javea and bring her home. We all hoped and prayed to find her alive, but it's extremely important to bring her home to her family, and it's important to bring her home for us. We are currently searching an area of interest right now, not in Aiken County. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further.
Okay, so now I want to talk about bond. And both parents appeared before a judge on July 5th. Neither of them walked out. First up, let's talk about 22-year-old Michaela Herring. Listen to what a judge told her. This is courtesy of WRDW about the charges she's facing.
Ms. Herring, you've been charged with homicide by child abuse. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
You understand that if convicted, it carries up 20 years to life in prison. You
Yes.
understand that? You've also been charged with filing a false police report of a felony violation. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
It carries up to 5 years in prison or a $5,000 fine. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Herring, with regards to homicide by child abuse, it carries 20 years to life if convicted. Based on the severity of the charge and the penalty that it carries, I do not have the authority to set bond. You will have to go before a circuit court judge. A circuit court judge will basically do what I'm doing, but will have the authority to set a bond on you. Sometime within 30 days, you'll have that opportunity to go before the circuit court judge. With regards to the filing false police report of a felony violation, that bond would have been set for $5,000, but because it's connected to the homicide charge, I'm going to deny bond.
Now you go to 23-year-old Jamaria Harris. Listen to this exchange.
You've been charged with homicide by child abuse, which carries a prison sentence, if convicted, of 20 years to life. You understand that?
Yes.
With regards to the charge, bond, you're here to have a bond set, but this court does not have the authority or the jurisdiction to set a bond for a sentence of a crime that could get you life in prison. So today's bond is being denied. It's also being transferred to the circuit court, where a circuit court judge will hear this case within the next 30 days.
So look, that is where we stand right now. You have these parents in custody. You have this belief by law enforcement that this little girl is dead. You don't have a body. You're trying to figure out how this case is going to unfold. And I want to try to make sense of it because it's a really, really disturbing case. I want to bring on criminal defense and civil rights attorney Tyler Bailey into this discussion. Tyler, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. This is a strange one. It's a sad one, but a strange one. The idea that law enforcement can say, we believe she's dead without the body. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is strange, but in South Carolina, you do not need a body to prove a homicide. You need evidence. And
I don't know why he's asking that question and this guy is coming up here. It's not, listen to what he asks. And I'm not a lawyer, but I can answer the damn question because it's common sense. Let's listen to the question.
This case is going to unfold. And I want to try to make sense of it because it's a really, really disturbing case. I want to bring on criminal defense and civil rights attorney Tyler Bailey into this discussion. Tyler, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. This is a strange one. It's a sad one, but a strange one. The idea that law enforcement can say, we believe she's dead without the body. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it is.
What you think about it is the damn parents confessed. They confessed. The woman said she unalived her and put her in the water. That's how you know they have a case without the body. People have been found guilty of murder without a body plenty of time because it's assumed that the person is dead. But here they know that the baby, hell, if the baby wasn't unalive before they put it in the water, we know she got to be now. She ain't survived in the water all this time. Law and crime, y'all getting on my nerves. Getting on my nerves. Quit acting slow. And what Milk Dud gonna say? What is he gonna say? And he look like he's. Let's listen.
Strange, but in South Carolina, you do not need a body to prove a homicide. You need evidence. And the sheriff, he went on TV during that press conference and announced that they have shifted their investigation towards a homicide versus a missing person because they believe there's evidence that leads to the parents being the culprits of homicide by child abuse here. And
because they confessed. It's not a mystery. This cockeyed bitch confessed. Would y'all stop talking like you don't know why they know that the baby is gone? It's irritating me.
Sad situation. They're not showing their whole hand about what they have, but they believe they have enough to move forward with those charges.
Why is it difficult or more difficult for prosecutors to prove a case of murder or prove a case of homicide, whatever the charge may be, without a body?
It's an evidentiary hurdle. One of the questions the jurors are going to want to know is, where is the body? And that's something that the defense will try to highlight in their representation of the accused here. So it makes it more difficult for the...
The only way they're going to have to prove anything is them people retract their confessions and take it to trial. If they retract their confession and take it to trial, because the parents confessed that the baby is gone and she was dumped in the water. Now, I don't know why they would confess. Well, with the confession, I don't know if they're going to do a plea deal. Is this going to go to trial? I don't know. But law and trial, y'all just proved to me y'all would do anything for content too. I mean, is it law and trial? Whatever, you people. I be wanting to say law and order. Y'all know I be wanting to say law and order. But they sitting up here talking like they don't know these people confessed. And it's out there that the people confessed.
State to prove, but it's not impossible for them to prove. It could be done by circumstantial evidence, and likely they have a lot of that here, unfortunately.
Because the idea is you wouldn't be able to determine cause of death, right? You wouldn't be able to determine the exact circumstances of how someone died. So that's room for the defense to argue reasonable doubt. I guess the question becomes, how can they definitively say that she's dead? I mean, isn't that, I'm sure, like, what is the hurdle? What is the amount of evidence they can determine we know that she's no longer alive? Is it because, you know, you're also dealing with a young girl like this who is not an adult? You know, it's not like somebody...
You dealing with a confession, you dumbass idiot. Who the fuck is going to confess to killing their baby if they hadn't done it? Why are they doing this, y'all? Why are they sitting... Okay, I'm going to let it go. How long is this damn video? Because I can't do it. Damn, 13 more minutes. My God, today.
Could sustain injuries and wander off or escape. How do they know definitively she's deceased?
That statement that was made was a bold one by the sheriff, and they must have something. It could be text messages that they have. There could be video evidence that they have. It could be witness statements, forensic data. It's not impossible for them to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt that there was a death that occurred and criminal conduct is what led to the death occurring. And that's what has to be proven beyond a reasonable doubt. But like you mentioned earlier, they're going to highlight that the defense will highlight that there's some reasonable doubt here, and they'll try to poke any holes in the state's case, and we'll see what they have. But the state's holding their cards pretty close to the chest, and they say they believe and they have enough evidence to move forward.
I mean, the idea of this search now, it's the search to recover her remains. Is that what you're getting the sense? And why it's so important for the family to just get some answers to get there? Obviously, from an evidentiary point of view and a forensic testing point of view and an investigative point of view, it's going to be important to try to find her remains, but also for the family. I mean, we talk about it in a similar fashion with the Nancy Guthrie case. I mean, there's a lot of indicators to believe that, unfortunately, Nancy might not be alive. But the family wants some sort of answer, right? They want to have the body.
I don't even want to talk. I don't even want to listen about this person right. This case right here, this Nancy Guthrie case. I don't even understand this shit. Like, I don't even understand what the fuck is going on. I do not deep dive into it. But the fact that it's a sideshow. This one case, y'all ain't got no worry about me talking about it. People ask me, "Truth, you gonna talk about?" No, I'm not talking about Nancy. I'm not talking about Nancy, and I'm not talking about her newscast daughter, and I'm not talking about no ransom notes and no kidnappers and all this run around and shit and all this money they spending on this bullshit. This shit is ridiculous. Declare that lady dead and move on. One day you're getting ransom notes, then you're getting fake ransom notes, then you're getting this and that and the third. I don't know where she at, Malika. She missing. And these the type of cases that years later come to find out the family was behind the whole damn thing. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying this shit ain't making sense. The shit that case right there don't make no damn sense at all. Now, moving on. I ain't gonna even talk about no more.
They say bring them home, right? I mean, that is a very important factor that can't be overlooked. And even if they believe that this little girl is dead, it doesn't take away from the importance of the effort of searching for her.
Absolutely. And I don't even believe that the sheriff's primary concern right now is specifically the case. What he has referenced and what this community needs is some justice and accountability and closure for that family. So they're looking everywhere for the body. I would love to believe that she's alive, and they're definitively saying that this is a homicide investigation and the family needs closure. You know, having somebody, your loved one missing, especially a young child like this. I mean, so many people likely loved her. She seems like a beautiful young soul. It's really a tragedy, and they need some closure. And that's why the FBI is involved. You have SLED who's involved, multiple sheriff departments are involved, and they're working tirelessly to bring her home.
Are child abuse cases tough to prosecute? Let me rephrase that. I don't mean tough to prosecute in the sense the subject matter could be the hardest cases that you ever have to deal with, obviously. But it does make me wonder, Are they tough to secure conviction for prosecutors in the sense, are there alternative explanations for how a child could get hurt? Or, they're young, they run around, they fall, and particularly if you have a case with potentially no body, can those be difficult cases for a prosecutor to secure conviction? Child abuse cases, homicide by child abuse. Talk to me about that.
Homicide by child abuse specifically is a difficult case to prove when there is no body. And that makes it a lot more difficult than there would be if there was unfortunately a child's body who was able to be examined through autopsy, mechanism of injury, things of that nature. Most of the time, child abuse cases that do not rise to the level of a homicide are easier to prosecute, but they still are gut-wrenching just because of the sheer nature of the evidence and not taking any of the gruesome reality of it as for benefit of doubt. And they need to prove every element of the crime beyond a reasonable doubt, and that means they need to lay out all the facts and circumstances before a jury, which makes it difficult for the prosecution to move through that evidence in a way that the jury could comprehend it. But switching here, looking specifically at this case, homicide by child abuse and neglect, and you do not have a body, makes it a little bit more difficult for the prosecution.
By the way, the sheriff also hinted at these arrests and that maybe more could be coming. Maybe. I want to take a listen.
We've arrested her dad, 23-year-old Jamaria Harris, and her mom, 22-year-old Michaela Herring, for homicide by child abuse and filing a false police report. Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further.
What did the sheriff mean by that? What additional charges?
I know you're slow. Now I know you're slow because we clearly know that he's not saying that others could be arrested. He's saying that the parents could receive additional charges against them. Not that other people are involved. He's clearly stating that there could be more charges against the parents. I'm assuming. I could be wrong. But this is just fucking with my brain cells.
Additional charges may be forthcoming. We'll figure that out as the investigation goes further.
What did the sheriff mean by that? What additional charges could be here?
He's pretty coy by not saying exactly what those specific charges could be, but there's several that I think that could be a reality here. The penalty for homicide by child abuse and neglect is 20 to life. You have up to 5 years for the false report. There could be a situation where this turns into a murder investigation, and if a grand jury finds that the evidence is sufficient, that could put the death penalty on the table. Here in South Carolina, there could be some accessories after the fact, or accessories who help conceal some of the evidence, could be obstruction of justice charges. It seems like they're leaving the door open for anything that the evidence leads to show there's a crime that committed, and that's what they should do so there'll be full justice here. The body has not been found. They're probably still interviewing witnesses who may have information, and so that could lead to there being more charges. Namely, I believe it could be upgraded if there's more facts here, and there could be some other people who could be accessories after the fact who obstructed justice.
When you see two caregivers, two parents charged, do you see a situation, and we're in the early stages, I don't know exactly what would be argued or what the defense would be. Do you see one blaming the other?
That could be a possibility here. We don't know. I do know that there appears that one person made the phone call to the sheriff's department. The other had an alibi as to where they were. And so we don't know what happened. The false report could be somebody who may be more culpable for obstruction of justice. And there could be somebody else who actually did more of the physical aspect of the crime. I don't want to speculate too much, but any situation where you have life in prison that's on the table, you're likely to have people looking to point the finger at the other to reduce the amount of time they may serve.
Tyler, both parents here were denied bond. Both appear that it seems that they're going to go before a judge in the coming weeks. Both have been ordered to comply with DSS requirements. Are you surprised both were denied bond, and what does it mean that DSS is involved?
Anytime you have a child who's been harmed, and if there are other children of the parents, then DSS will be involved. They could temporarily remove the children from custody of that parent and place them with another loved one who would temporarily have custody of them. And then I'm not surprised at all about bond being denied. In South Carolina, the first step in bond hearings is seeing a magistrate judge. The level of this offense is higher, so it has to go to a circuit court judge, and that will probably be heard within 30 days. So they'll go up before a judge to see if they can get a bond later on. And the facts of this case are looking like that's going to be a less likely of an event of them getting bond. If they do get one, it'll be a substantially high one. And we'll see what DSS finds in their investigation of the parents as well.
There's another part to this. This mother, this defendant, this is according to reporting, authorities confirmed in this presser that she had given birth to another child, but we're not sure if investigators believe that birth had anything to do with the timing of this missing child report. But that's a significant development too.
Yeah, it is a significant development that she's a mother and she had another child and she's currently sitting behind bars with bond being denied. And so there needs to be somebody to take care of that child. And I also could give you a little bit about the state of mind that she was in. We'll see what her defense uses regarding that. I'm not sure how far along she is in the birth of her new child, whether postpartum could be something that they look into. But there's a lot of nuances here with the family dynamics involving Javea's parents and also
this video right here, this interview right here lets me know that this guy, even the dude that's doing it, they don't know they're not updated on the case. How do you do a video and you're not updated? How do you not know the woman just gave birth? Postpartum ain't got nothing to do with it, cause that baby been dead. Like, how do you do this and not know? And they just released this yesterday. With all these facts out here, they speaking like they don't even know the case. How do you do a video and not know the case? It's weird.
This new child and who's going to be taking care of them and what effect, if any, that has in the state's prosecution.
Now, something else I want to get into before the arrests, station WRDW actually spoke with the father here. So you had reporter Will Rio, who interviewed Mr. Harris by phone on Thursday, July 2nd. And this was while the search was still active. And you look back to that interview now and you wonder, what do we make of it, right? Based on these allegations. And look, they are both innocent unless proven guilty. But this is part of what he said. I got up at around 5-ish, and my daughter was outside playing. My girl was out there watching her. I left the house around 7. I got back to the house maybe around 7:15. I went to like 3 stores maybe. I was back at the washing machine that was right beside the Circle K. And when I was at the Circle K, I was seeing a lot of police. I did not know that it was my house. My girlfriend at the time, she did not have service on her phone, so she could not call me. So she just ended up calling 911. When I came back to the house, I seen a whole bunch of police right in my house. She came up crying to me saying my Javia was missing, and I kind of freaked out. Tyler, thoughts on that? I wonder, is there parts of that could be true, even given the allegations, or is it suspicious? Again, he's innocent unless proven guilty, but I thought that was interesting, this interview.
He's innocent until he's proven guilty, but the fact that he gave that recitation very specific about what he was doing, he said a few stores here and there. I mean, there's some parts that could be dissected. Whatever the reason for it is certainly going to be used against him now. They're going to look to corroborate any specifics in the alibi he tried to give. And it's not uncommon a lot of times in missing person cases that you have people who are the culprit.
Yeah. The new baby is with family members. If you were listening, they stated it in the video we listened to. The new baby is with family members.
Or accused who are participating in the search. They're talking to people, they're showing up. I don't know the specific reasons for the father doing this here. We as you said, he's innocent, or he's presumed innocent until proving guilty. But it is kind of odd that he decided to give an interview to the media, knowing where they were with this situation, and that the sheriff said that the child, unfortunately, he believes was deceased at least 30 days prior to the mother giving the call.
I want to just show one more thing here. There is this video of Javia. It was posted online. It is heartbreaking.
Hey. What you want to say about the baby?
Good time, baby.
It's a heartbreaking video to see, Tyler. I want to be careful about how we say this, but I think one of the questions that may come out of it, maybe an important investigative question, is there is something arguably noticeable in the video. I think something that people could say is it appears there may be a bump or a mark on her head. We don't know for sure. We don't know when this video was taken. We don't know if it's related to this case in any way, but it is something that we're seeing already people have noticed. Your thoughts?
It's unfortunate. And, a lot of times in child abuse and neglect cases, there are signs that are out there that people may turn a blind eye to or may not think it is anything. But that's why it's very important in these situations, especially for mandated reporters, to make these reports to law enforcement, to the Department of Social Services, so they can investigate this. And I really hope that this child wasn't being abused and living in an abusive situation before this incident. But if she was and other people knew about it, they should have said something, and maybe we wouldn't be where we are today.
Tyler Bailey, thank you so much for taking the time. I know this is a rapidly developing situation. I know we're still trying to understand it, but I appreciate you giving your expertise, your insight into this really, really difficult case to talk about. But thank you so much.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, y'all. That's going to be it for the coverage on Javia today. Javia today. All right, so now we're going to introduce a case that we're not going to spend a long time on it today. We are going to introduce it and probably do some more extensive talk about it on tomorrow, but I am going to introduce it today. It's the case of Nolan Wells, the young man that went missing in Mississippi, and he was found unalive. Um, and is that, let me see. All right, let's listen to this first video. And these videos are in chronological order. And I think they may have all been released between yesterday and today. All right, so let's listen to the first one. This first content creator, I shared it out. Oh, excuse me, y'all. On my community wall, Law and Crime Grid. And y'all know when I first introduce a case, I don't do a whole lot of talking. Well, until I get the full, because I'm learning with y'all. So I'm going to be listening just like y'all.
Search continues for a team.
Hold on 1 second. Now this video, the first few videos, y'all, it's gonna be them announcing him missing. This is before his body was recovered, all right? So y'all know, the people that support me, y'all know I go in chronological order, and I start at the beginning to get everybody a feel of what the case is about, okay?
Reported missing from Horn Island. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen Saturday afternoon on the northwest tip end of Horn Island.
I heard he went to a different island. I heard that he swam out trying to catch another boat. I heard a lot of different things, but I don't know which one is true. But I need to know exactly what's the last thing people saw Nolan doing. It's gonna make my job a lot easier. There were some people that thought he might have, wandered off into the middle of the island. Maybe they have that lake, but we sent people up there today, and if he was barefoot, there's no way he made it up there. There's cactuses and there's just a lot of thorny brush and whatnot. He would not have comfortably been able to make it to the middle of the island. He probably would have turned around and went back toward the beach. If you were one of the group that was with him, or if you were on the island and you were there and saw anything, please don't be afraid to come forward and tell the authorities exactly what you know, no matter what you might think might be some consequences or whatnot. But it's very important right now in these critical moments.
He was last seen walking toward the water on a holiday weekend, surrounded by friends, surrounded by people, and somehow none of them can tell us exactly what happened next. A young man, an athlete, a son, gone in broad daylight on one of the busiest islands on the Gulf Coast. And the people who were closest to him in those final moments are the ones giving the fewest answers. How does someone vanish in front of a crowd and nobody sees a thing? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, I cover real cases, missing persons, unsolved mysteries, and stories that deserve far more attention than they're getting. If that's your kind of content, make sure you're subscribed because we post breakdowns like this all the time. Now,
I'm sorry, y'all. I was talking on mute. That's the name of the channel, y'all. Law and Crime Grid. Y'all go over there and check out the channel. Give this video that we're reacting to a thumbs up. And if you like the content, subscribe to the channel.
About what actually happened here, because the more you look into this case, the more you realize there are gaps the public hasn't been given answers to. It was the 4th of July, a day meant for cookouts, fireworks, boats on the water, the kind of day where nothing is supposed to go wrong. Nolan Xavier Wells, a young football player with his entire future ahead of him, traveled out to Horn Island with a group of friends. And here's something important to understand right away. Horn Island is not some hidden, deserted stretch of land. It's a popular barrier island off the Mississippi coast, part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. On a normal weekend, it sees traffic. On a holiday weekend, like the 4th of July, it's packed. Boats everywhere, people everywhere, music, coolers, crowds. This was not an isolated place where someone could disappear without witnesses. This was a crowded island filled with potential eyes, and that's where the first major question begins. If this island was so crowded, how is it that nobody has come forward with a clear, complete account of what happened to Nolan? Around 3 p.m. that afternoon, Nolan was last seen on the west tip of the northern side of the island. Blue swim trunks, no shirt, sunglasses on. That moment, captured in a photo, is the last confirmed image investigators have of him alive and accounted for. After that, everything goes quiet. No confirmed sightings, no verified timeline, no clear explanation of who he was with in those moments after the photo, or how the rest of that day unfolded. And that silence is what has unsettled so many people following this case. Because not long after Nolan failed to return home, his mother, Christine Wansley, began doing what every parent would do. She went public. She took to social media, pleading with anyone who had been on Horn Island that day to come forward. Photos, videos, anything, even the smallest detail. Then she revealed a detail that instantly shifted how people saw this case. At some point that day, Nolan became separated from his phone. That phone eventually made it back to his family in Mississippi. He did not. Let that sink in for a moment. His phone came home. He didn't. That's not a minor detail. That's the kind of detail that changes how people look at everything else. Did he leave it behind on purpose? Did someone else bring it back? Was he still with friends when that happened, or was he already alone? Right now, those answers haven't been made public. Once it became clear Nolan was missing, the Jackson County Sheriff's Department moved quickly. A command post was set up at the Lake Mars boat launch in Ocean Springs. Multiple agencies were called in. This wasn't treated like a routine disappearance. Search teams fanned out across Horn Island and the surrounding waters. Boats, rangers, deputies, volunteers. And yet, even with all of that manpower, days into the search, authorities still couldn't confirm the most basic fact of this case, whether Nolan is even still on that island at all. Think about that. A massive search, multiple agencies, and the answer to where he is remains completely unknown. So how does a search this large still come up empty? And more importantly, what happened in the hours after that last photo was taken? Because when we start looking at who Nolan was with that day and why investigators are still publicly asking those same people to come forward, that's when this case starts raising even more questions. And that's exactly where we're going next. When investigators ask the public for help in a missing person case, that's normal. But when they continue asking days later for the same specific group of people to come forward, that's when attention shifts. Because law enforcement has already confirmed they interviewed multiple people who were on Horn Island that day. That includes people who were around Nolan. And yet, even after those interviews, authorities are still publicly urging anyone who was with him, spoke to him, or saw him after that 3 p.m. photo to contact them immediately. That wording matters. If everyone who had direct contact with Nolan had already provided a clear, consistent timeline, there wouldn't be a need to keep repeating that request. And that's why so many people following this case have zeroed in on the same uncomfortable question. What happened in that gap of time after the last confirmed sighting? Because right now, that gap is doing all the talking. Officials haven't said anyone is lying. They haven't accused anyone of wrongdoing. But they also haven't said they have a clear picture of Nolan's final movements. And when the people closest to a missing person are also the ones whose accounts don't fully explain what happened, that silence becomes impossible to ignore. That concern only grew when a public statement came from Casey Vaughn, urging anyone who had been on Horn Island or anywhere near it to come forward. She didn't just ask for witnesses. She didn't just ask for photos or videos. She specifically mentioned the possibility that Nolan may have been given a ride off the island. That single line changed everything. Because Horn Island isn't connected to the mainland. You don't just walk off it. If Nolan left that island, someone had to take him by boat. And if that happened, it means at least one other person knows exactly where he went next. So where are they? Investigators haven't confirmed whether such a ride happened, but they wouldn't raise that possibility publicly without reason. That tells us this theory didn't come out of thin air. It came from something someone said, or something investigators uncovered during interviews. And yet no one has stepped forward publicly to say, I gave Nolan a ride, or I saw him leave the island. Another detail that quietly added to the confusion was the shift in Nolan's physical description. Early reports stated he was wearing black swim trunks. That was later corrected to blue. On the surface, that might sound insignificant, but in an investigation like this, details matter. When descriptions change early on, it usually means investigators are working with multiple witness accounts, and those accounts don't line up perfectly. Different people remembering the same moment in different ways, different versions of the same afternoon. That doesn't mean anyone is lying, but it does mean the timeline is fragmented. And fragmentation is dangerous in missing person cases because it creates space where crucial moments can disappear, just like Nolan did. It's also important to understand who Nolan was because this wasn't someone drifting through town unnoticed. He was an Ocean Springs native, a standout football player at Ocean Springs High School, a freshman wide receiver at Southwest Mississippi Community College, a young man with structure, routine, and a future that extended far beyond one holiday weekend. His football program released a statement asking the community to pray for his safe return. Teammates shared his photo. Coaches spoke about his character. This wasn't just a family looking for answers. It was an entire community, which makes the lack of clarity even harder to process. Here's what we know for certain and what we don't. We know Nolan was on Horn Island on July 4th. We know he was last seen around 3 p.m. We know he became separated from his phone. We know the phone made it back to his family. What we don't know is everything else. We don't know who last spoke to him. We don't know whether he entered the water voluntarily or accidentally. We don't know if he stayed on the island or left it. We don't know why no one has publicly filled in the missing pieces. And that's what's made this case explode online. Because this wasn't a disappearance in the dead of night. This wasn't a remote wilderness incident. This was daylight, a holiday, a crowded island, a group of people who were supposed to be watching out for each other. And somewhere between celebration and silence, Nolan Wells vanished. In the next part, we need to talk about the search itself, the scale of it, the agencies involved, and why even a massive coordinated effort hasn't been able to give this family the one thing they need most, answers. Because when you look at how many resources have been poured into this search, the absence of resolution becomes even more disturbing. And that's where this case truly takes on a different weight. The scale of the search itself tells you how seriously authorities are taking this. This isn't a single department walking the beach and hoping for the best. This is a full multi-agency operation that escalated quickly and stayed active. Search crews have spent days combing Horn Island on foot, moving through brush, dunes, and shoreline. Boats have been running patterns around the island, checking the surrounding waters again and again. Air support has scanned from above. Rangers familiar with the terrain have covered areas most visitors never even reach. Volunteers have joined in, pushing themselves through heat and rough conditions, because one more set of eyes could make the difference. And yet, despite all of that, there has been no confirmed sign of Nolan. No clothing recovered, no personal items located, no physical evidence pointing clearly in one direction or another. That absence is what keeps this case from settling into a simple explanation. Because if this were a clear-cut drowning, investigators would usually find something, a current pattern, debris, a witness who saw him struggle, some indication of where and how it happened. If this were a case of someone wandering off and becoming lost on the island, search teams would expect to find tracks, disturbed areas, something showing movement inland. But so far, none of that has been publicly confirmed, which leaves the investigation suspended between possibilities. Authorities have not ruled anything out. Not an accident, not misadventure, not the possibility that Nolan left the island with someone else. And that open-endedness, while necessary during an active investigation, is exactly what has made the public uneasy. Because when every theory remains on the table, people start asking which one fits the silence best. The family, meanwhile, has been living in that silence. While agency search and statements stay carefully worded, Nolan's mother has continued posting, pleading, hoping anyone, will finally say the one thing that connects the dots. Her messages aren't angry. They aren't accusatory. They're desperate. And desperation has a way of cutting through official language. Every day without answers deepens the sense that time is slipping, that memories fade, that the longer people wait to speak, the harder it becomes to piece together the truth of that afternoon. And this is where the emotional weight of the case really lands, because this isn't just about what happened on Horn Island. It's about the people who were there, celebrating, laughing, moving through the same spaces Nolan moved through, and then going home while he didn't. Someone saw something, someone heard something, someone knows more than what's been shared. That doesn't mean there's a villain hiding in the shadows. Sometimes it means people are scared. Sometimes it means they don't realize the importance of what they saw. Sometimes it means they think someone else already spoke up. But in cases like this, silence doesn't stay neutral for long. It turns into suspicion. It turns into online theories. It turns into pressure. And that pressure is already building. People aren't just asking where Nolan is. They're asking why the story stops so abruptly at 3 p.m. They're asking why the phone came back without explanation. They're asking why, on an island full of people, the timeline fractures instead of solidifies. They're asking how a young man can vanish in daylight, on a holiday in front of others, and still leave behind nothing solid enough to hold on to. And maybe the most unsettling part of all of this is how familiar it feels. Because cases like this don't shock us just because someone is missing. They shock us because they expose how fragile certainty really is. How quickly a normal day can collapse into questions that never get answered. How being surrounded by people doesn't always mean being protected. Right now, Nolan Wells exists in that space between known and unknown. Between last seen and not found. Between hope and fear. The search continues. Tips are still coming in. Investigators are still working angles they haven't spoken about publicly. And it's possible at any moment that one piece of information could change everything. But until that happens, this case remains exactly where it's been since that afternoon on Horn Island, frozen in unanswered questions. And in the next part, we need to talk about why this case has struck such a nerve with so many people, why it refuses to fade from attention, and what it says about trust, accountability, and the uncomfortable truth that sometimes the most important answers don't disappear. They're just never spoken out loud. And that's why this case hasn't faded the way so many others do. Because there's something deeply unsettling about a disappearance that happens in plain sight, not in isolation, not in secrecy, but in the middle of celebration. A crowded island, a holiday weekend, music, boats, people everywhere. And yet, when the moment mattered most, clarity vanished right along with Nolan. What keeps people talking isn't just the mystery of where he is. It's the discomfort of realizing how little it can take for someone to disappear, even when they aren't alone. This case forces an uncomfortable question. How much do we really notice what's happening around us? Because on that island, people were watching the water, watching fireworks, watching each other laugh. But somewhere in all of that movement, one person slipped out of view, and no one can say exactly how or when or why. And that uncertainty lingers. As days passed, the public reaction shifted. At first, it was shock, then concern, then confusion. And finally, frustration. Not aimed at one person, not aimed at one agency, but at the silence itself, at the fact that so many people were present, yet the story still feels incomplete. That's when theories start forming. That's when people begin filling in blanks on their own. Some believe Nolan entered the water and never resurfaced. Others believe he left the island with someone. Some think the truth is simpler than it appears. Others are convinced it's more complicated. And right now, none of those possibilities can be fully confirmed or dismissed. What's important, and this matters, is that speculation fills space when information doesn't. Not because people want drama, but because humans are wired to seek closure, to connect dots, to make sense of loss. And closure is the one thing this case refuses to offer.
Hey, Miss
For the
Trudy.
family, that absence is
Tuesday.
unbearable. Every hour without answers stretches longer than the last. Every day forces them to relive that afternoon over and over, wondering what moment mattered most, what detail was missed, what sentence never spoken could have changed everything. For the community, it's a reminder that familiarity doesn't equal safety. That knowing someone doesn't mean knowing what happened to them. That being surrounded by others doesn't guarantee protection. And for everyone watching from the outside, it's a warning disguised as a mystery. Because cases like this don't haunt us just because they're unsolved. They haunt us because they show how easily normal life can fracture, how quickly certainty can dissolve, how silence, intentional or not, can become the loudest part of the story. Right now, the investigation remains active. Search efforts continue. Tips are still being reviewed. Authorities are still working angles they haven't spoken about publicly. And it's possible that the truth, whatever it is, hasn't surfaced yet simply because the right person hasn't spoken. But time matters. Memories fade. Details blur. Confidence erodes. And the longer answers stay buried, the harder they are to recover. That's why this case matters. Not just because one young man is missing, but because someone somewhere knows something that could change everything. A conversation overheard. A moment dismissed. A ride given. A decision made in seconds that echoed far beyond that day. If you were there, if you saw him, if you spoke to him, if you know something, even if it feels small, it matters. Because silence doesn't protect the truth. It delays it. And until that truth comes out, this case will remain exactly where it is now.
Welcome to the chat,
Suspended
Miss
between
Shay.
hope and heartbreak. Between what's known and what's withheld. Between a last photo taken in daylight and the darkness that followed. I'll continue following this case closely. And if there's an update, any update, I'll be back to break it down for you. Because stories like this don't end when attention fades. They end when answers finally come to light. Until then, stay aware, stay safe, and remember how quickly a normal day can turn into a question that never stops being asked.
All right, so let's see.
Breaking news, a body has been found.
I'm trying to see if I want to skip. That's Carlos. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. We're still learning about the case, y'all. And
Breaking news, a body
a lot
has
of
been
stuff gonna be repeated, y'all. Just bear with me. A lot of stuff gonna be repeated, but this how we over here remember the facts. All right, so let's listen.
found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells.
Now this is where they announce. This is where the media announces, because that previous video, remember, he was just missing. All right, so this video is talking about the fact that a body was recovered, and they're trying to figure out whether it's Nolan or not. Okay, let's listen.
Went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandy McGill. Will Polston has been on the scene at a command post in Jackson County all morning as they search, and he now joins us live. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. We got word here just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island.
All right, what's up with y'all? So look, I'm back again with another video right now. Look, this situation right here is very sad. It's crazy as hell, and we're going to talk about it. But before we do, I got to start this out the correct way by saying RIP to this young man by the name of Nolan Wells. And I also want to send my condolences out to everybody out there that had a genuine love for him, especially his mother and his father, because I know they are devastated. And the mother, she just made a statement a while ago. We're going to talk about that too shortly, but we're going to get into the facts of what's going on and what they are saying so far. They haven't made any official statements yet, but y'all know when they do, I will come back at y'all with that. But basically right now, they have found his body, and basically, you know, he had just graduated from Ocean Springs. You know, he was a very well-known football player around there, and you know, he just turned 18 not too long ago, if I'm not mistaken. Just a young man with a bright future, right? Now, over the weekend, he was on a boat. with some people that people are calling his friends, quote unquote. They were on Horn Island. And basically, the friends are allegedly saying they don't remember anything that happened, which is crazy to me. True enough, people drink, they be underage drinking and shit like that, and they may not know how to control their alcohol and shit like that. But I just simply want to say you're going to remember everything that took place with your friend. And someone made a very telling statement. Now, don't take it out of context. It's just as simple as this. But she basically was just saying, all of the white people that were with him, how do you not know that your black friend is missing? Now, a black lady said that and a white lady said that. That's why I say don't take it out of context. Just pay attention to that. Because, true enough, if it's a lot of me and my black friends and shit, and I got my white partner with me, I'm going to be noticing you more than anybody else. You feel me? So it's just crazy that they're saying that allegedly. But there are people online that were out there because it was a whole lot of people. Matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all kind of what it was looking like out there that day right here. So as you can see, there's a lot of people out there just in their boats and shit like that. But one of the guys who allegedly was out there, he said that there was some friction and arguing in the area where Nolan was. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy that someone is saying that, right? But I'm going to show y'all the beginning of this whole scenario when they first initially started looking for him. But they did find his body around 8:45 this morning, and they just confirmed it was him not too long ago. And I'm going to show y'all what's been going on from then to now. So here it is.
The desperate search continues for a teen reported missing from Horn Island. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells was last seen Saturday, which was the 4th of July, that afternoon on the northeast tip end of Horn Island. Joining us live is Will Polston with some details on this ongoing investigation. Good morning to you, Will.
Hi, good morning, Brandy. We're here at Lake Mars Pier in Jackson County, where you can see here over my shoulder, it looks like the teams are getting ready and prepared to take to the water. I see 4 different boats here, some of them saying state law enforcement, one just pulling up that says Harrison County on it. So there's going to be quite a bit of presence out in the water today that's going to be looking for Nolan Wells. Wells is 18 years old, comes in about 6'1" and 180 pounds. Last seen with no shirt on, wearing blue swim trunks and sunglasses on the 4th of July out at Horn Island, somewhere around 3 p.m. Now, right now, the United Cajun Navy is also taking planes up in the air to assist with the search, and the Jackson County Sheriff's Department is asking for any help with pictures or videos that you may have from Horn Island on Independence Day that could help pinpoint maybe where or when Nolan went missing. Now, he is also a football player at Southwest Mississippi Community College, and they put out a statement today saying that the SMCC family is praying for the beloved football player Nolan Wells, his loved ones, and everyone involved in the search. We ask our community to join us in praying for Nolan's safe return. And again, if you have anything from Independence Day that could help pinpoint where or when Nolan went missing, please send that in to the Jackson County Sheriff's Office. In Jackson County, Wilson, WLOX News Now. Thank you, Brandy. Here at the Lake Mars boat launch is where the the search party is going to be set up. You can see here over my shoulder, the Jackson County Mobile Command Unit is already here and set, and there is a pickup truck on the other side of it for the Jackson County Sheriff's Office as well. Now, they were here yesterday looking and searching the area. What we know right now is that Nolan Wells was last seen without a shirt in blue swim trunks with some sunglasses on around 3 p.m. on the 4th of July over at Horn Island. Now, he went out there with some friends to celebrate the weekend and celebrate the holiday, and has not been seen, like I said, since 3 p.m. Now, the search party is expected to continue today. The United Cajun Navy is expected to also take some aircrafts up in the air to help with the search efforts. I've already heard about 2 planes go over my head this morning as well. We got a chance to speak with the United Cajun Navy earlier about this investigation moving forward.
If you were one of the group that was with him, or if you were on the island and you were there and saw anything, please don't be afraid to come forward and tell the authorities exactly what you know, no matter what you might think might be some consequences or whatnot. But it's very important right now in these critical moments that we get truthful, confirmable information.
Now, the family and also Jackson County Sheriff's Department is looking for any information or any photos or videos that could have helped and could help pinpoint a timeline out there on the island on July 4th. If you were out there celebrating on Horn Island on Independence Day and you have anything that you feel like could prove or point to a person or timeline, it is asked that you send that in to the Jackson County Sheriff's Department. Live from Jackson County, Will Polston, WLOX News Now.
Breaking news, a body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours now. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Brandy McGill. Will Polston has been on the scene at a command post in Jackson County all morning as they search, and he now joins us live. Good morning to you, Will.
Hey, good morning, Brandy. We got word here just at about 8:45 that there was a body found on Horn Island, and that the officials are now working on bringing that back. Now, as of right now, we do not have an identity of the body that was found, but I can confirm that Nolan Wells' family is here at the Lake Mars boat launch. Now, they've asked us not to show the camera in that direction right now of the family grieving. There is quite a bit of family and friends here from Nolan's family, but like I said, we do not have identity as of right now. Sheriff Ledbetter did confirm that a park ranger ended up finding the body that was found, and the coroner was here earlier and has since left. They left right at about 10 o'clock, just after 10 a.m., waiting on getting official confirmation on the identity, cause of death, and everything else in between. Of course, as we find out more information, we're going to be updating you on our website at WLOX.com. But as of right now, a really somber scene as the family all gathered around, hugging and trying to enjoy each other's company during a somber time. Again, still waiting to find out the official identification of the body found, though. Reporting live in Jackson County, Will Polston, WLOX News Now.
Well, thank you so much for that. So Nolan Wells, he's also a football player at Southwest Mississippi Community College, SMCC, also putting out a statement asking their community to pray for his return.
Okay, so now that y'all seen some of the video clips and things like that, to kind of see the way things were going at that time, the mother, she came out with her statement a while ago. Let me get that for y'all so I can read it. And it was a guy, you know, he basically is all over the internet, and he's been actively looking for Nolan since this took place. Right here. All right, y'all. So look, this is what the mother said right here. She said, "I want to thank our family, friends, community, United Cajun Navy, local law enforcement, and everyone involved for all the love, support, resources over the last few days. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated." She put my heart broken, but I know she meant to say my heart is broken for my sweet son who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. I ask that you please give me and my family time to grieve. So, you know, with that being said, I know it's got to be a sad and unfortunate situation to have to go through some shit like this. It's very devastating and heartbroken, especially when you know your son has a bright future ahead of him and was just a good person overall. You know what I'm saying? He looked very happy. He looked very happy after that day with his so-called friends. And, you know, it's just sad, bro. And I'm only calling them his so-called friends because ain't no way in the hell nothing finna happen to you if it don't happen to me. If you in that water and you can't get out that water, I'm gonna get my ass in that water and try to get you out of there. And we just gonna have to be done together out there. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna let you go out like that. I just can't. That's just not in me. I'm gonna try my best to make sure my friend is okay. I don't give a damn. I can be sloppy drunk. I can be high, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna try my best to get you. And that's just how I feel. No matter the age or none of that shit. But look, I don't want to put too much blame where I don't know what really took place. I'm just going off of my thoughts and opinions and what they're presenting to the public as of now. But overall, I'm coming to y'all again with another update.
Breaking news, a body has been found on Horn Island near where missing 18-year-old Nolan Wells went missing. Search crews like this one you see here in the air have been searching for him for more than 40 hours.
A word here, just at about 8:45, that there was a body found on Horn Island, and the officials are now working on bringing that back.
A cell phone resting on the deck of a boat miles away from its owner. A teenager left behind on a remote waterlocked barrier island. A group of friends returning to the mainland without the very person they brought with them. Everything about this scene had been arranged. The placement, the angle, the story it was trying to tell. Except one thing didn't add up. By the time investigators finished their first hour on scene, they knew this wasn't what it looked like. And the harder they looked, the more the arrangement started working against the person who built it. This is the story of Nolan Xavier Wells and the narrative of a simple holiday disappearance that was never as convincing as those who left him behind thought. Born in 2008, Nolan Xavier Wells was the kind of kid who instinctively understood the emotional temperature of a room. Growing up in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, a picturesque coastal town where the humidity hangs heavy and Friday night high school football dictates the social hierarchy, Nolan didn't just participate in his community, he anchored it. By the time he was 18, he stood an imposing 6'1", weighing 180 pounds, possessing the kind of athletic frame built for the gridiron. But physical intimidation was the absolute antithesis of his personality. In a demographic where teenage boys often posture and clash, Nolan was the designated diplomat. His childhood friends, a tight-knit group who had navigated the complex transition from middle school to young adulthood together, universally recognized him as the calming influence. When arguments sparked, Nolan was the one who extinguished them. He possessed a rare, quiet gravity. As one close friend described him, he was the kind of person who could spark up a whole room without ever raising his voice. He was a role model, deeply respected not just for his athletic prowess, but for his profound sense of empathy. This empathy was a direct reflection of his family environment. His mother, Christine Wansley, and his father, Elmore Wansley, raised a son whose kindness was his defining metric of success. Christine would later articulate the depth of his spirit with a heartbreakingly beautiful sentiment. Nolan was a special soul. God took his time creating our son. That careful creation extended to his work ethic. Nolan was a general business major and a standout wide receiver. He had recently completed his freshman year at Southwest Mississippi Community College, SMCC, in Summit. He was a disciplined athlete, a young man who understood schedules, responsibilities, and the consequences of reckless behavior. He even took formal swimming lessons at the local YMCA, adding a layer of aquatic competency to his physical skill set. For Nolan, the summer of 2026 was a brief, sunlit pause between the grueling demands of college semesters. He was scheduled to return to the SMCC campus on Monday, July 6th, to begin rigorous football practice for his sophomore season. His bags were practically packed. His future was mapped out in yardage, classes, the unwavering support of his family, including his deeply protective grandfather, Christopher Wells Sr. Nolan had everything to lose and absolutely no reason to walk away from his life. He was responsible, he was loved, and he was acutely aware of his surroundings, which makes the geographical reality of where he ended up and the people he trusted to get him there the first undeniable fracture in a story that was about to shatter completely. Welcome to Dark Truth Files. We are about to look at one of the most baffling timeline discrepancies in recent history. If you're new here, subscribe and hit that like button and drop a comment letting us know where you're watching from. We read every single one. To understand the sheer impossibility of this case, you have to understand the isolating, unforgiving nature of Horn Island. Situated roughly 10 miles south of Pascagoula, Mississippi, Horn Island is a pristine, narrow strip of sand in the Gulf of Mexico. It is part of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. There are no bridges, there are no ferries, there are no roads, no convenience stores, and no easy ways out. The island is accessible solely by private watercraft. Once you step off a hull and onto the sand, your entire lifeline to the mainland is tethered to the person holding the brought you. The 4th of July on Horn Island is a notoriously chaotic spectacle. Hundreds of boats anchor off the shore. The water becomes a dense, floating parking lot of pontoon boats, center consoles, and speedboats. The atmosphere is loud, intoxicating, and transient. People drift from boat to boat, walking through the shallow surf, mingling in massive crowds that form and dissolve with the tide. It is a place where it is incredibly easy to lose sight of someone in the throngs of holiday revelers, but it is a place where you absolutely do not leave without doing a head count. The golden rule of Barrier Island boating is universal. Whoever you bring out, you bring back. Nolan's plan for Saturday, July 4th, 2026 was standard for a coastal teenager. He was going to the island to celebrate the holiday weekend. However, a critical logistical division occurred before they even left the dock. Nolan had a core, lifelong friend group, including his absolute best friend, Javon Williams. But boats have strict capacity limits. The vessel Nolan was slated to ride on reached its maximum weight, forcing the friend group to split up. Javon and several other childhood friends boarded a different boat. Nolan ended up traveling on a vessel with a different set of acquaintances. This separation is the foundational crack in the timeline. While the exact dynamics of the group on Nolan's boat.
Shout out to this video. Like, shout out to this video. We're getting names. We're getting a very detailed account. My God. Y'all make sure y'all go check out. Hold on. Let me get the. Y'all pay close attention because this is where we're getting all the details. Name of the channel is oh, excuse me, y'all. Dark Truth Files. Dark Truth Files. I shared it out on my wall. Y'all go check them out. Like this video if you like the content. Subscribe to the channel. All right. So they split up. Wow. Okay.
Boarded a different boat. Nolan ended up traveling on a vessel with a different set of acquaintances. This separation is the foundational crack in the timeline. While the exact dynamics of the group on Nolan's boat remain part of an active case, the context of his isolation began the moment that engine turned over. He was physically separated from the lifelong friends who knew his habits, his demeanor, and his exact whereabouts. As they cut through the 10 miles of open water toward the island, the safety net of lifelong loyalty was cruising parallel to him, but fundamentally disconnected. The boats arrived at the western tip of the north side of Horn Island. The anchors dropped, the teenagers spilled out into the waist-deep water, the holiday commenced. For hours, Nolan was seen navigating the crowded shoreline, blending in with the hundreds of other teenagers baking in the brutal Mississippi sun. But as the afternoon wore on, the vast, crowded shoreline began to thin. Boats started pulling their anchors to beat the evening tide back to the mainland. The chaotic energy of the daytime party began to condense and the margins for error evaporated. On a barrier island, the difference between a minor miscommunication and a fatal abandonment is measured in minutes. And the minutes were rapidly ticking down toward a departure that defies all logical explanation. By 3:00 p.m. on the afternoon of July 4th, the intense Mississippi heat was at its peak. The crowds on the northwest tip of Horn Island were still thick, a shifting mass of teenagers, loud music, and marine exhaust. This precise hour marks the final, universally confirmed anchor point in the timeline of Nolan Wells' life. Incident Commander Josh Gill and local authorities established a hard fact. At 3:00 p.m., Nolan was standing on the north end of the island. He was wearing distinctive blue swim trunks. He had on sunglasses to block the brutal glare off the Gulf, and he was shirtless. He was not alone. Authorities confirmed he was actively engaged in a conversation, hanging out with a young woman. This unidentified girl is the epicenter of the timeline's collapse. She represents the final known interaction, the last person to look Nolan in the eye, hear his voice, and observe his state of mind. Yet, in the immediate aftermath, her identity, her whereabouts, and her account of that conversation vanished into the humid air. Simultaneously, the mechanics of a catastrophic failure in human decency were taking place near the water's edge. The group of acquaintances Nolan had traveled with decided it was time to leave. The protocol for departing a barrier island is rigid. You account for every soul on your manifest. You text them. You wait for them. You physically locate them. But this group did not wait. The anchor was pulled. The throttle was pushed forward. The boat began its 10-mile journey back to the Mississippi coastline. As they navigated the open water of the Gulf, leaving the fading silhouette of Horn Island behind them, a physical object remained on their deck, Nolan's cell phone. In 2026, a cell phone is a teenager's central nervous system. It is their wallet, their map, their communication hub, and their lifeline. The idea that an 18-year-old would voluntarily abandon his device on a boat, or that his travel companions would not immediately notice its presence and recognize the glaring absence of its owner, strains the boundaries of belief. They had his sole means of communication. They possessed the very instrument he would need to call for help, to coordinate a ride, or to signal his location. They returned to the mainland dock. They disembarked. And eventually, this device was handed over to Nolan's family. The moment Christine and Elmore Wansley were handed their son's phone without their son attached to it, the horrifying reality of the situation crystallized. Nolan was not lost in a crowd. He was not ignoring their calls. He was completely stripped of his ability to communicate, stranded on a desolate strip of sand in the middle of the ocean while the sun began to set on the Gulf of Mexico. The people who brought him out had returned. The device that connected him to the world had returned. But the peacemaker of Ocean Springs was gone, swallowed by a silence that was about to echo across the entire country. By the evening of July 4th, the panic in the Wansley and Wells households escalated from a quiet dread into a full-scale, frantic mobilization. The realization that Nolan was stranded without a phone on a boat access-only island triggered a massive multi-agency response. The Jackson County Sheriff's Department, the Mississippi Department of Marine Resources, the U.S. Coast Guard, and the Harrison County Sheriff's Department descended on. Search and rescue helicopters chopped through the night sky, casting blinding spotlights over the dark waters and the shifting dunes of the Gulf Islands National Seashore. When dawn broke on Sunday, July 5th, the United Cajun Navy, a highly specialized volunteer emergency response organization known for navigating treacherous southern waters, joined the search. They deployed fleets of boats, drones, and ATVs to scour every inch of Horn Island's western tip. The topography of the island is deceptive. While it appears flat from a distance, it is heavily textured with dense sea oats, shifting sandbars, and murky, unpredictable tidal currents. While the physical search tore through the physical war against time, her desperate pleas flooded local feeds. This is our Nolan Wells, aka Nono, one of the sweetest and kindest souls you could ever meet. He went missing on Horn Island on July 4th. I'm looking for any pics or videos that was taken on the northwest tip of Horn. Please help us find our sunshine. Law enforcement recognized the need to crowdsource intelligence from the hundreds of teenagers who had been on the island. They needed visual evidence of Nolan's movements. In an attempt to jog memories, police released a photograph taken on the day of the disappearance. It showed Nolan standing in the shallow water wearing his blue trunks and sunglasses. But the image authorities chose to release contained a glaring, intentional modification. The photograph was heavily cropped. The faces of the white males standing immediately next to Nolan in the original picture had been deliberately cut out by law enforcement before the public release. In an era of hypervigilance.
Y'all heard that? My God. Man, it'd be the law for me. It'd be the fucking law for me or the lack thereof. My God, today.
The release contained a glaring, intentional modification. The photograph was heavily cropped. The faces of the white males standing immediately next to Nolan in the original picture had been deliberately cut out by law enforcement before the public release. In an era of hyper-vigilant internet culture, releasing a cropped photo of a missing black teenager to obscure the identities of the white acquaintances he was with is the equivalent of dropping a match into a powder keg. The official intent may have been to protect the privacy of uncharged individuals, but the public perception was immediate and explosive. The internet didn't just see a missing persons flyer, they saw a cover-up. They saw a law enforcement agency prioritizing the anonymity of the people who left Nolan behind over the transparency required to find him. Within hours, the cropped photo leaked from local Mississippi Facebook groups to national platforms, mutating the search for a missing college athlete into a viral digital manhunt where everyone was a suspect. And trust in the official narrative completely disintegrated. By Sunday evening, the disappearance of Nolan Wells had transcended regional news and forcefully hijacked the national algorithms. The digital discourse on platforms like X, Facebook, and Instagram wasn't just analyzing the facts, it was actively weaponizing them. The online true crime community, fueled by the terrifying contradiction of the abandoned cell phone and the heavily cropped police photograph, rapidly formed a consensus. This was not a tragic swimming accident. This was something deeply malicious. The racial dynamics of the trip became the inescapable focal point of the viral narrative. High-profile voices, including author Ibram X. Kendi, amplified the intense social media scrutiny. Millions of users pointed to a terrifying, historically rooted pattern. A young black man travels with white acquaintances to a remote location only to vanish, while his companions return home safe, silent, and with his belongings. The internet demanded the unedited photo. They demanded the names of the boys on the boat. They demanded the identity of the unidentified young woman Nolan was last seen speaking to. Web sleuths began cross-referencing social media profiles of Ocean Springs teenagers, analyzing background details of July 4th TikToks, and relentlessly harassing anyone suspected of being on that specific boat. The theories grew darker and more complex by the hour. Was there a physical altercation? Was he deliberately lured away by the unknown girl to isolate him from the crowd? Did the group intentionally leave him stranded as a twisted prank that turned fatal? Conversely, the darkest corners of the internet began engaging in grotesque, victim-blaming. Faceless accounts argued that an 18-year-old should have been responsible enough to keep track of his own ride, attempting to shift the burden of survival entirely onto Nolan. The noise became deafening. The viral frenzy was actively traumatizing a family that was currently standing at a boat launch, staring out at the Gulf, waiting for a rescue team to bring their son home. The situation deteriorated to the point where Nolan's grandfather, Christopher Wells Sr., a man crushed by the agonizing weight, had to log onto Facebook to command the internet to stand down. His message was a masterclass in restrained fury and profound grief. It's time for answers, but be mindful.
Let me see if I can see that to read it, y'all. Hold on. My daughter Christine and her husband Elmore prayed for a positive outcome, but they also had to prepare themselves for the worst. Now that my grandson has been found, it's time for answers. But be mindful, they need space and need to grieve. There has been enough finger pointing. Let law enforcement do their job. Wow.
They need space and need to grieve. He wrote, addressing the millions of digital detectives tearing his grandson's final hours apart. There has been enough finger pointing. Let law enforcement do their job. He understood what the internet refused to accept. Viral speculation does not bring people home. Theories do not alter physical reality. And while the digital world was busy ripping the timeline to shreds, searching for a grand conspiracy, the brutal, unrelenting currents of the Gulf of Mexico were quietly preparing to deliver the only truth that actually mattered. The agonizing suspension of hope shattered on the morning of Monday, July 6, 2026, at approximately 8:45 a.m., just as Nolan's teammates at SMCC were preparing for the football practice he was supposed to attend. A U.S. park ranger was patrolling the shoreline. Looking out into the water just offshore on the west end of Horn Island, the ranger spotted something breaking the surface. It was a body. The massive multi-agency rescue operation was immediately halted. The United Cajun Navy officially suspended their active search efforts. The perimeter was secured, and the agonizing process of recovery began. Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter addressed the press shortly after, confirming the devastating reality. The physical description of the recovered remains matched that of 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells. The blue swim trunks, the athletic build, the geography of the discovery. It all aligned with the nightmare the family had been living for 48 hours. Jackson County Coroner Bruce Lynn Jr. took custody of the remains, initiating the formal clinical procedures required by law. The body was transported to the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's office. DNA testing was immediately ordered in conjunction with the family to make the official, undeniable identification and to conduct a comprehensive autopsy to determine the precise cause of death. The confirmation sent a shockwave of profound grief through Ocean Springs. Friends gathered at the Lake Mars boat launch, no longer to search, but to mourn the peacemaker who had always kept them grounded. Christine Wansley, forced to endure the unimaginable, released a statement that captured the total devastation of a mother whose bright, compassionate son was taken under circumstances that defy all basic human decency. His father, our family, friends, and I are absolutely devastated. My heart is broken for my sweet son, who was always willing to cheer and uplift others. But as the grief settled in, the glaring, unresolved contradictions remained. The official investigation by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department remains highly active. Detectives are still working backward, interviewing individuals who were present on the island, attempting to map the exact trajectory from the 3:00 p.m. conversation with the unknown girl to the moment the boat engine started, to the waters off the west end of the island. The timeline is broken. The phone on the boat is a silent witness to a departure that should never have happened. And is no longer just viral speculation. It is the central, haunting focus of a police investigation. Nolan Wells did not deserve to be left behind. And until the full truth of those final hours on Horn Island is officially established, the silence of those who returned without him will continue to speak louder than words ever could. This has been Dark Truth Files. Thank you for watching, and stay vigilant.
All right, y'all. That's going to be it for today. Y'all make sure y'all go check out that channel. Hold on, I'm trying to. Okay, I paused it. Y'all gonna make sure y'all check out that channel. I enjoyed that video more than anything I've seen today because it was so detailed and it gave a lot. It was detailed and it was, chronological, and it just did it for me. So that's a good note to end on the introduction into this case, because that's exactly what we did today, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna have many updates to come. I appreciate you all supporting this live stream. Thank y'all so very much. If you're in here and you haven't double tapped to like the live, please do so on your way out. Also, if you're in here, you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel. With that being said, that's going to be it for today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Y'all be safe. All right. Be blessed and never stressed. And until next time, truth seekers stand up. And we out. Thank y'all so much for supporting. I do appreciate it.